guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining Stocks Never Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is now 11 a.m. Eastern, Wednesday, June the 4th. Okay, so welcome guys. The markets are, well, gold I should say. Gold was really good this morning. Dave and all the snipers in the early morning Zoom killed it. Congratulations. Signals were fantastic today. I've hit my daily goal on a couple gold trades, and utilizing the signals as well helped me out. I was doing a few things this morning. I couldn't see the charts, but I could get the signals, so they really did help out, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over today's news quickly, and we've decided as a group that we're going to look at Dow Jones and NASDAQ, our two securities. We'll do a top-down analysis. Gold, we feel that SST did a fantastic job this morning on gold, so we're gonna just leave gold for today, and we're gonna look at NASDAQ and Dow. If you guys are all good with that, let's have some fun. Let's also, guys, I just spoke with the snipers. If you've hit goals, exceeded goals, you're at goals, just trade responsibly going into the end of the day. And keep your money in your pocket and don't give it back to the markets, okay? So let's get started. Forex Factory right over here. Today's news, we did have here at 8:15 the ADP non-farm employment change. Look at this number here. Wow. So previous was 60,000. They forecasted a big increase, almost 2 times the increase from the previous, to 111,000. The number came out 37,000 over here. So what does this all mean? What is this folder? It's from the automatic data processing. It's an estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. So that's a big substantial drop. Why is that? What is the cause of this? Why do we care? Why does the market care? Because this is all to do with the labor market and the economy. Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending. Okay, so if people are not working, people are not making money, people are not spending. It's very simple. If people are working, they're making money, they're contributing, they're spending money in the markets. But this is, and then we have our NFP Friday morning, so don't forget that. Okay, so the May ADP report showed just 37,000 new jobs. They were forecasting 111,000 jobs. So is that a good or is that bad? Very simple. It's well below factor. Some analysts say that's great. They did create 37,000 jobs. Yeah, but it's still a big miss from what they were estimating. What caused that and all of that? So is the U.S. jobs market cracking ahead of Friday's NFP? We will find out. So join us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and be here ready 7 a.m. on Friday morning. Okay, so that was this morning, 5 minutes prior to COMEX. Gold opened, commodities exchange. We had some 8:30 news. Over here, I was following this here in Bank of Canada. Our overnight rate paused. Okay, so 2.75%, no change. Right now going on, there is a Bank of Canada press conference going on, and this afternoon, what do we have? Beige book folders at 2 p.m. and then we move into Australia, New Zealand, and Tokyo later on. Okay, so we've had that news. It's gone through the markets. If you want to read up on it, there's a lot of articles. You can catch up and find out what's going on with that. Earnings this morning, Dollar Tree. Okay, so it was at 6:30 a.m. Right over here, they exceeded their earnings per share. They exceeded their revenue. Growth was a little bit of a decline. Good numbers, like a surprise, but guidance was good. So that's good. When the dollar stores are telling us, consumers are still in here, they're spending their money, because these are the hardest hit stores with the tariffs, because 90% of their products on their shelves come from China. So we're following this, right? We want to follow what's going on with these stores. You can listen in on the conference call if you guys You don't have to be a shareholder of the company to hear conference calls, guidance calls, earnings on any of these companies. Just find the link and join. And then just going through this morning, any big names, not big names. After hours today, again, no big names, nothing to worry about. So that's earnings wise. In the news right now, hiring hesitancy hits job markets. Private sector employers added workers at the slowest rate in over 2 years as uncertainty casts a fog. So there you can see it. Stocks edge higher after ADP jobs miss. Trump is always in the news. Trump calls Xi extremely hard to make a deal with. Trump is actually extremely hard to make a deal with too. So he is very stubborn and hard-headed. And so when you got those kind of people, very, very stubborn, hard to make deals. Like, look here, Trump calls Powell unbelievable as he renews calls for lower rates. Okay, so it's everybody's the problem here. Tesla stocks slump amid Musk and Trump budget. So these two, the besties, are going at it too now. It's just like a reality show, and we're watching it live. Like all the drama. Like Elon Musk had a black eye the other day. Did you guys see that? Like, what is going on? Who punched them out? Like, what is going on? This shit is too funny. What's unfolding, guys? I hope you guys are enjoying it while you're trading and enjoying the entertainment. Okay. Michael Saylor's Bitcoin imitators are multiplying fast. So what that means is there's a lot of companies, corporations that are kind of mimicking what MicroStrategy is doing. They're putting a lot of Bitcoin, buying up Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Some companies that you're familiar with are like GameStop. There's Metaplanet, all kinds. There's all kinds, kind of mimicking what MicroStrategy is doing. But they got a big lead. They got over 500,000 Bitcoins right now. So they got about 3% of the entire supply of Bitcoin right now. What else we got? Tariffs are hammering an American indulgence, snacks. Sorry, Americans, the tariffs are affecting you and your cookies and everything over here. What else is going on? Okay, so we're good to go. What's happening in the markets right now? S&P is up 0.25%, Dow is up 0.16%, NASDAQ up 0.3%, Russell is the one in the red, and gold is having a good day right now. Okay, now let's see what's going on in Discord. Okay, we sent out a few signals, what I was talking about. Some good signals here on the indices, continue to move. Runners run. Always try and get in the habit of leaving a runner and watch them run, because they can start to bank some pips. Over here, the gold trades, and this is the one what we kind of were looking at this morning. So that 3350 area, nice support at 3345, coming back up, pushed up, pulled back, and then there's the move out of there. So it's a beautiful higher low double bottom. And break out beautifully. Okay, now let's just continue moving on. Guys on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, if you guys do get value out of what SST does on a daily basis for you guys, we do appreciate it. Hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. There is a free Telegram group pinned at the top of YouTube available for you guys. We get all the YouTube links showing you guys everything that we do at SST. This was this morning's session with Dave and all the snipers in Zoom. Killing it as usual. Congratulations. This was a blog that we uploaded yesterday on Trade Like a Robot, SST Robotic Trading Strategy. Where to get this blog, you can also click on that link. But if you go to our website, click on more, and all of our blogs are available for everybody here. There is some blogs that are members only, but the rest are all available for everybody for free. So this is one I just want to read really quickly, okay? Because I trade like this. This is my style of scalping, and I just want you guys to understand this really quickly if you guys haven't read this. So we also have a webinar going to be posted later on with a homework assignment on the website later tonight, but this is just kind of a brief just overview of what this is. So the robotic trading strategy, we made this up, RTS strategy, okay? So I personally consider myself as a trading robot, a human trading robot. Yes, I said that. It might sound silly, but it's helped me be consistent in the markets. I trade like a bot. I trade with not putting emotions onto my trades. Okay, so the concept of human learning, a robotic style of trading, revolves around adopting disciplined, systematic, and rule-based approaches, similar to how a robot or algorithm executes trades. So I'm not going to read all this, but you need to have a structured framework when you trade, okay? If you don't know what that is, make sure you understand specific entry and exit criteria, your risk management rules, your profit targets, and you're following these consistently. That will lead to good habits in the markets, and you'll develop a solid routine that you can do on a daily basis, okay? Next is discipline and consistency. We talk about this like we were balding until we got some new hair, like talking about this stuff. Guys, you have to be disciplined and consistent in these markets, okay? Human traders often struggle with emotional decision making, impulsiveness, or deviations from their plan on a daily basis. You're always changing your mind. But if you have a robotic approach, it helps keep discipline by forcing the trader to adhere strictly to their rules, okay? Reducing emotional biases and impulsive choices. Learning through routine, okay? When you're doing this over and over and over and over, you're doing the same thing day in and day out, you're gonna do it with your eyes closed. You're gonna know exactly what you're looking for. So by adopting a robotic style approach, traders develop a daily routine, okay? So it will have rules that you apply, your review sessions. Hopefully some of you guys are still journaling and you're reviewing your trades, the good ones, the bad ones, the break evens, everything. Risk management focus. We talk about this on a daily basis. Hopefully you guys are understanding what this means. Emotional detachment. That's when you trade like a robot, you kind of take the emotions away, like fear, greed, or hope when you're in a trade. It eliminates all of that. So in summary, a human learning a robotic style of trading aims to develop a disciplined, rule-based mindset and minimizes emotional influence, okay? So hopefully that helps, and you can kind of mimic a robotic system in the markets. Trade like a bot. Bots don't get tired. Bots don't trade on emotions. Bots don't revenge trade. Bots just trade to a target, and when it gets there, it does something, just like we should be doing. Okay, so let's get into the charts now. So what we decided was we're gonna stick with indices today. We did gold this morning with the snipers. So today we're gonna look at, we're gonna take a peek at NASDAQ over here. Let's just bring NASDAQ up. And we're also gonna look at Dow Jones over here. So we'll start off with NASDAQ first, and then we'll move into the Dow, okay? So these two securities, we did gold this morning, so for those that are asking for gold, we can take a glance at it, but let's focus on these ones. So the snipers have decided, and let's do that, okay? So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining everyone on Zoom. Good morning, Dale. Welcome. Louise, welcome. Tim, Christoph, Josie, thank you for joining. Samuel, welcome. Lady Stone, good morning. Welcome, guys. Bruce, welcome. Carlos, thank you for joining, big bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get started, guys. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining as well. We do appreciate you. Adnan, no robotic for me. That's all good. That's all good, you know. But a scalping approach has like kind of a robotic style. But I'm not telling you guys to turn into robots. I'm just telling you guys a mindset of a robot when you're trading. And another thing that I just want to mention is the robotic style doesn't just apply to a scalper. It applies to any trader, okay? So if you're a swing trader, you still should have kind of a robotic approach to the way how you swing trade. If you take a swing trade, you've got to have certain entry and exit criteria. You've got to adhere to rules, try and swing trade without getting your emotions involved, all of this stuff. You know, it's just scalpers have to do things much faster because they're watching 1 minute, 2 minute candles, where a swing trader might be watching 4-hour candles, you know, so it's just faster. You can turn the volume up or you can turn the volume down. You can fast forward or you can rewind. That's what trading is. But what you got to do is you got to find your comfort zone. You got to find your time frame that you're comfortable with. Don't just trade what your best friend or your neighbor is trading. I say this every single day. You can learn with the 1 minutes faster, but you don't need to necessarily trade them because they are chaotic at times, okay? And you got to know exactly what you're looking for. If you don't understand to be into a trade for 1 minute or 2 minutes, then don't scalp. There's no point, because that's what scalpers are traditionally looking for. To get into a trade, like right here, buy this breakout and get 30 pips, and that's it. That's the trade, that candle, that volume. 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Like if these were single bar candles, maybe you get 3 minutes out of there, and that's your move. That's your trade. You know, that's it. Like even on this move selling down, that's it. That's your trade. You know, stop trying to extend these to go down to here, to down to here, down to here. Make sure you know exactly what you're looking for. Okay, I can't make that any more clear. Otherwise, do not engage in the lower time frames. It's no point. Stick with the higher time frames. Slow the market down. Okay. So this is NASDAQ on the daily. We're going to get started with the charting, things we do every single day. So now, like, look at the all-time high, double top all-time high supply up here. Now, it's getting a little bit serious. Like, look how close we are again to approaching this. We're almost at the all-time high of NASDAQ, right around here, 22,250. Not too far away. Okay, are we going to get up there? What's going to happen? It's building nicely. And look at what the block we built off of. Now you can clearly see, go back and watch our videos. We've been showing this block for the past few months. You can visually see it there. It's not like it's a secret. There it is. If you just extend it into the future, you can see how it closed above it. It retested it. Here it retested right in, and we're bouncing off of it. So put this in the future. If NASDAQ ever rolls back here, 20,800, that could be a possible long buying opportunity right there. Okay. And now what's going on? So there's a couple points of interest inside this zone, inside this red zone, green zone, right up here. This is where now I draw my daily points of interest, my yellow lines right there. It came right up and it stopped right there. It's very clear, very visual. I don't think we can debate that. We can debate there was a few impulse breaks, definitely. But it came right up there, and then it went right back down, right? Right here, it came down, and it went right back up where we broke. So look at that. We have to identify that wick, whether you want to or not, okay? That was a big day last Thursday, 20,813. Look how close we are to getting up there. So if this was like a 1 minute candle, a 5 minute candle coming up, you know, like we're always looking to fill the wick and break for a new higher high. What happens if that's it? Like today's high that's the highest point, and then they start bringing it down. That would be technically a lower high. What happens if it comes all the way up to that yellow line and taps it exactly and pushes down? Then we got tweezer top highs. So there's going to be something very, very close to this wick. What happens? And we're not too far filling up to the bottom of that all-time high supply box right at 22,000 exactly. Okay, if I want to go look from this yellow line up to there, I can definitely go backwards and look at my next point of interest. You see right there where there's a body and a body, half of that candle and that wick. So these are kind of when you want scalp zones or trade zones. And look at the psychological number. All I did right there was place it at that body. Now it's showing me it's 50% of that blue candle, and look at that wick right there, okay? And then look at the number, 21,900 on the dot. So I've got so much confluence that's not even funny, like psychological numbers, 50% zones, retests off of it. It's just clean. You should have a line there, okay? Because if it gets up there, I guarantee you there's gonna be some sort of reaction when it gets up there, okay? Now, we've done above us. What about where we are right now? So let's just follow yesterday's volume. It opened, remember it was bearish, we talked about this, came back up, short wick, it popped it, it continued, but this is a long wick to fill. Long wick, okay? But it's filling. It's taken a couple days, but it's filling it. So we got rejected right there and we closed right there. So we do have a daily point of interest from where we closed yesterday and where we opened today. 21,650. When we opened, was it bullish ignited? No. It opened and it was bearish. You can tell by the tail now. You can tell by the wick. You can tell by the shadow, whatever you guys want to call it. You can see how it opened and it came bearish, 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 and it stopped right there. Now we can see. We can pinpoint it exactly. That's the lowest point of the day just by looking at your wick. 21,607. Is it above 50% of yesterday's volume? Just looking at it, I would say yes. But if you want the exact 50% location, you can grab your Fibonacci from the open close, figure out everything, and draw your zone if you like. But when it came down there, buyers were there protecting it. They came right back up to the opening position, and we filled yesterday's wick. We popped, and we created a new high. Right there, that's our high of the day, purple line so far, and it got rejected right there, and it's slowly pushing down. So now I want to place a line at yesterday's high just in case it acts as support on a pullback, right? So that was yesterday's high. The volume made a new higher high. Now it might be coming down, but when it gets to that point, there might be some sort of support there and continue to push it up, okay? That's 21,725. I like that number too. How about if it comes down here at this yellow line and the sellers are strong and continue to push it down? Are they going to come all the way down to the opening price? Look at how much meat is on this candle. So even if you just go right in half, you don't even need to use your Fibonacci tool. You can go right there. That's probably the halfway point. But to make it 100% accurate, grab your Fibonacci from this yellow line to that next yellow line right there, and there exactly is the 0.5. Okay, so Ron smoked some weed this morning. He's a little off, so he's gonna place it now exactly right at the 0.5. If I want a zone from this yellow line to that yellow zone to find where the meat of that candle is, it is right there. Okay, and now if we come back in there, that might be a buy zone today in this green box. We're far away from it, but it could retrace down and swing right back up. If we lose this and the daily candle closes below here, we flip this zone red, we might be pushing down tomorrow to break this and to maybe fill that wick and continue maybe to trail down. However, this could continue to push up. So if we continue filling, we're gonna fill yesterday's wick and then we got our zones above us. If I look at the overall pattern on the daily, what do I see? Let's take a look here. Okay, this looks like a massive head and shoulder pattern. Massive head and shoulder pattern. Okay, this entire red-green box, this entire zone is a left shoulder. This is our huge inverted head that came down and picked up everything. It looks sort of like a V recovery when we're looking at the bigger picture. And now we're right back in the right shoulder, all of this. So that's the all-time high red box. And it's a huge inverted head and shoulder. These type of patterns have a high probability of continuing to consolidate in here, but possibly break out of here, retest this, and continue going up. And then if I just look at this move, it's on this rally coming up, made a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a new higher high. So any pullbacks, we could be buying anywhere down in here the rest of this week, next week. But right now, when I'm looking at it, just this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's pretty bullish. It's moving up, okay? So if you are shorting it, I understand you're trying to short below the all-time high supply and maybe off of that wick, but you still have to respect this bullish volume coming in. Nothing has really broken down. So we got a strong bullish daily candle. Let's check the 1 hour of today. See when the move started to happen. Okay, so 1 hours are coming up, pulling back into a specific zone. So real easy, guys, real easy on the hourly. Okay, just look like it takes a couple minutes just to look here. That's a green zone. Right there, you can see when the volume is below, it turns into red zone right there, right? Just that zone. You can see wick, 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 wick. Continue going across. Now I got bullish volume closing above. What do? We make that zone, same zone, make it green. Stretch it across. You see those two wicks came in there and continue driving. So if I want an hourly zone, there's my hourly zone. If it ever pulls back in there, hell yeah, I'm looking for buys in here, okay? But we're nowhere near this, okay? Because there's other zones that have been built above us, all of this structure. That's why you got to pick your time frame and start figuring out where the structure is and just trade accordingly. Now I can see how we moved yesterday, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon. Just kind of got some pullbacks in the late afternoon until we got closing. Asian session just kind of consolidated. And then we start to move when? 2 a.m., 3 a.m. There's London, okay? So you can see the majority of volume came in London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m. over here. We had that ADP news at 8:15. It came all the way down there, came back up. And here's Wall Street. It came back up, nice big body candle. And then all of this at 10 a.m. It was really bearish. That's what made our low of the day. It didn't take out that wick right there, okay, but they swept everything pretty much and came and closed it as a bullish pin bar, almost a hammer candle. So are we gonna continue to drive and break today's high and continue to push up? If you're looking for like a trend, we do have this sort of trend going on. I know I didn't place it at those wicks, but to me, it looks like kind of just came down there. The volume closed right in the trend again, and we're continuing to push up. So now what we got to watch for is we're getting some form of resistance up here. They pushed it down right there. They pushed it down right now. So where will we be closing in the next 35 minutes? Will we still have enough momentum to fill these wicks and maybe break out of here? Maybe if it pulls back, we could look to maybe short this area back down towards, but then we have to respect this green box if it gets down there, okay? But right now, it's looking still strong on the hourly, continuing to push up. Let's look now on the 5 minutes, the lower time frame. And these are the 5 minutes. Here's the big drop at 8:15. The ADP news kind of came right back up when, here's Wall Street, okay? So Wall Street kind of closed above. These are the highs of the days. Started to barcode here, 935, bullish, bearish, came all the way right back down. There's the big drop, low of the day at 10:05, continued to come back up. So right now, what I do is, see from the high of the day, and I got 5 minute bodies right here. This is where I draw kind of my zone, a red box right there. Kind of look from the critical point of interest, the purple line, and then I draw right down to those bodies, and then I see a wick, continue going into the future. I see now lower high, a wick, and they're pushing it down. So if I'm going to engage in buys or continue to buy the market, either I'm going to buy at this green box, or I'm going to wait for it to break out, close above, maybe pull back and retest this, and then maybe buy that move coming up, okay? But the best location to buy would be anywhere along the major trend line, in this green zone, at this yellow line, at this daily point of interest, if it does pull back down in here. So right now, what I see is, on the 5 minutes, we just came up, one top, came back down, so like right around here, we got our neckline, it's coming back up, and we kind of got a second top already, but now we're kind of thinning out on volume, so we're kind of consolidating in here. So it could just continue to bull flag and continue to test up here, or it might break, retest this, and then we drop a little further down into that green box down in here. And if I do take that trade or look at that trade, I'm going to measure the move from here to there. If it's, and that's it, you know, you got to measure the move. So you know, from that yellow line to the top of the green box with NASDAQ is approximately 25 pips. If it comes in the middle, you're looking at 35. At the bottom is 40, and that's, if you're in a sell and you get that, you got to understand, like, look over here where this was a bearish candle, came in, back up. This was a bearish candle that came in, back up. This was a bearish candle that came in, back up, and started that big move. So it could definitely come down in there, but if you're up 30, 40 pips, you got to do something. That's like similar to yesterday's trade on gold. We sold it at 33.50, I believe. And we collected 50 pips, 55, right down to that block of 3345 where SST had buy signals coming out of there, and kind of we sold into that, and then we moved the move back up on there. So you gotta understand those locations. Right now, if you want, you can kind of box this zone in. If you don't feel comfortable trading this, just continue to watch how the accumulation is happening. You can see here it was barcoding, same zone, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Once it closed below, a little retest, and it got that drop. We're right back inside here. So you can see now how the double top is forming. We'll watch this candle close in 2.5 minutes. Will it actually close below this zone, or is it going to continue staying there? See how it came down? It just tapped in there and got a wick and going right back up. So it is consolidating in here. We'll stick with NASDAQ for until, because we're 3 minutes away from 11:30. We'll stick with this for a little bit, and then I will add Dow to our charts, okay? So let's just continue watching this. Just some critical zones so we can see. Over here on the 5 minutes, you see when it came up to this yellow line, they pushed it back down. You see when we came up to the yellow line, it pushed it back down. Here we had that impulse break, but then right there, it started the news, ADP, big drop. So you can see this was resistance, resistance, resistance. Now it's turning to support on the 5 minutes. So if you want to draw yourself, I know it's a lot of zones and things like that, but I just want you visually see how this zone was red. Okay, we can look backwards now. So we can see evidence left behind what the market did. And now you see how it was red there, here impulse break, but all the volume still stayed in there and drop. Now if I draw this across, is the volume above or below this? It is above this. So you see how now this is a buy zone. You see how it just kind of came in here and it's going back up. So we are in this tight little zone right now. It's not going to stay in here the whole afternoon. It's in an accumulated phase. It will either push back down to the green zone down here, or it will kind of build and then we're breaking out a new daily high. Okay, so let's just continue to watch this. We're 50 minutes away from 11:30, so we're going to get a new 30-minute candle in the market. What you can do is quickly look at your 30s if you like. Okay, let's look at the 30s. You know, just because we want to trade the lower time frames doesn't mean we can't look at the 30s. Now I can see 9:30. That's a big candle. That's Wall Street. It was very bullish. That's what made the high of the day. It came back, closed right there. 10 a.m. Holy shit! Look at. It opened bearish ignited and it came all the way, which made our low of the day. So right there, and then it came right back up. Then we had 10:30 prior to our call, come all the way down, pick up again, close right here. And now this candle, 30 minutes, came right through here, lower high, and it's a shooting star candle, maybe going to close below. So it may, in fact, push down one more leg coming down. Okay, here's the close. It's a shooting star. Now let's look at the 5 minutes. Look at where it closed. Kind of right in that green zone. It opened ignited, the short wick, it's popping down. Where could it go down to? Okay, could it come all the way down to the green box? Certainly it can. But what about this big 5-minute candle right here at 10:45? If we cut that in half, open, close, half is right there. I place it at that point of interest where there was those bodies. So right now we're trading right at it. 50% right there, that point of interest. It caught a wick right there. Is it going to hold a wick right here? This body did not close below this green zone, therefore I cannot make this red until this body technically closes. Okay, so I'm going to wait on this. 4 more minutes to go. But just looking at it now, you know, that's a second top. If you kind of sold the second top and you placed your stop loss above today's daily high, you'd be right now in the money. Okay, so that's why it's important to identify patterns and learn a little bit more about them. Okay, now do you see the reaction? What's happening right here? Why did I place that line there? Because there was a body, 5-minute point of interest. And then I can see from open close, that's roughly like that 50% pocket in here. And I can see sellers are trying to sell, but the buyers have placed a support there. We can see by the wick, but we'll know more when this body closes in 3 minutes. What happens if it comes all the way back up? It's a hammer and it closes back above here. We could look to continue to buy back up. Okay, maybe it just came down there and then it's coming right back up. It's kind of like a false breakout. Okay, so you see now how it's a hanging man candle. Okay, this might flip, actually you might see it flip blue. It might turn into a bullish pin bar. Guys, you guys keep mentioning gold, okay? So maybe you're just joining us. We did gold earlier this morning in Zoom with all the snipers with Dave. So now we're looking at 2 different securities. We're looking at NASDAQ and US 30. If you guys want to trade gold, join the team. You guys can trade gold in the mornings with Dave. And but right now we're looking at indices, okay? Okay, look at that. Like, that candle didn't just open and it was really bearish, and look at where it came down to. Okay, I didn't just place this line just out of the blue, right? There's a strategic why I placed it there. Okay, everyone is just asking about gold right now and not worried why I placed that line there. That's why I'm telling you guys, no one wants to learn how to trade. Nobody wants to learn how to trade. Maybe I'm the only person on this planet that wants to learn how to trade. Because nobody gives a shit about learning how to trade. It just go to gold, go to gold, go to gold, go to gold. But if you see this on gold, are you going to know what to do, or you're not going to know what to do? Snipers do. Christoph, I agree with you there. Snipers want to learn, and snipers want to learn how to do really well in the markets. But sometimes you got to sit back and just learn. Just learn. Like, what is going on with this candle? Like, that's, didn't it just come bearish? Didn't it just open 11:30? It was a bearish ignited candle, drop all the way down. Why did it not come down all the way down to this green box? Why did it close right here? Okay, so let's figure out where this thing is going to close now. Maybe it might give us a little bit more context. Okay, what type of candle do you see? Indecision? Maybe the market is confused right now where it wants to go. And hopefully we have no issues with my computer. Hopefully it doesn't freeze or pause. I got to take it in Friday right after NFP to the technicians. It could be a motherboard issue, so I'm hoping I can get a couple more days out of here without having any glitches. So far so good. And we'll hopefully it can get fixed over the weekend. Okay, so how did we close? We closed again right in that green zone, but with indecision. To me, it doesn't look like the sellers were in control. It also doesn't look like the buyers were in control. So that candle was like a coin toss, 50-50, okay? So it still closed in there. We can buy off of this, but it could still come up and go back down. So again, I'm just gonna wait to see maybe this body. Will it close with bullish volume back in the zone, or will the sellers push it and close it with bear volume back down in here, okay? So just remember how it opened. It opened bullish. It came up, lower high, lower high. We're still below 50% of that bearish candle, if you're looking at it that way. Now it's a shooting star candle pushing down. But again, if I'm playing the game where I want to wait for the body to close, I got to wait for the body to close. Otherwise, I can just get in. If I go into a sell, they could bring it right back up. Or if I go into a buy, they could bring it right back down. It's just right in that little pocket right there. It's not the greatest to be trading in there. Nadina, it can be a problem with the power supply. It could be power supply, it could be RAM, it could be various things that they told me, but they said it could be a problem with the motherboard. But again, that's their expertise, not mine. I'll let them take care of it and let the experts deal with it. Okay, so we got a nice bullish candle. Okay, so we can see now what happened below here. It came down, back up. It came down again. We got a higher low with volume coming back up. But right now, the buyers gotta, you know, they're playing with that point of control with 50% of this bearish candle at 11:25 a.m. Right there at 50%. Can they close it above this? Will they get rejected back down? Will it close right at it? Then I can see that we're closing with bullish volume above the zone again. I can wait maybe and then look for a continuation buy to the upside. This candle is going to close in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Again, it's just a waiting game to figure out where this body will close. Is anyone in a trade on NASDAQ right now? Is anyone trying to short this? Is anyone buying right now? Is anyone in a trade or sidelines? What's everyone doing right now? And we're also going to do US 30, okay? We're going to do US 30 too. And we're kind of right back in the consolidated area, okay? So we can see they kind of faked the market down there. No bearish volume close below. We're kind of continue to come right back up. So to me, it's still technically bullish. Might reattempt this second double top up here. If this volume stays in here, it could continue to build, and maybe we go for a breakout for the high of the day. Samuel, you're on the sidelines. Too consolidated. Me too. It looks a little too consolidated to kind of maybe justify taking a trade in here. Whoops, I don't want to move that. Oh man, Alex. Oh shit, I just read that. You were up 5% this morning, now you're down to 3%. Could have used your company this morning to keep me patient. Oh, down to 3%. So you're still up. I thought you were went from 5% to negative 3%. Okay, still 3%. Fantastic. Just, Alex, just that's it. You're done for the day. You should be done. It's a good goal. Review how you gave back a little bit, and then just come back in the markets tomorrow positive. Don't turn a good day in a negative. You see how we are as traders. We were at 5%. We're still up 3%, but I maybe some traders take it as a negative tone, but you should still be positive. You got 3%. That's above a lot of traders' daily goal, so that's great. Okay, so look at the body now. It physically did close above 50% of that candle right there. Now we're kind of retesting this, but we're right back in that consolidated zone again in here. Okay, so if you feel comfortable, you want to take trades in here. For example, if you're looking to take a buy, okay? If we're looking to take a buy from here, let's just measure if it's a bullish candle and it comes right there, 15, 16 pips. Would you be doing anything? Would you be setting your stop loss to break even? Would you be taking some profit out, or are you still holding the trade? Because what you got to do is then if it breaks that high, you're at 20 pips and to 25. Okay, so just know what the range is. Now we can see it came back and retested this. So let's see if the candle does flip. How many times have we retested this green box and holding now? Okay, so it came down bearish again, right into that green box, caught a wick. Let's see if we can flip this volume, then maybe we can go up those 10, 15, 20, 25 pips back up to that daily high. However, they might be holding it down still right here. Maybe we got to see if some volume will close above here. Maybe we'll come back down and retest this zone. Maybe we got to let the market continue to accumulate. Alex, you may need to step away, but it's super difficult. No, it shouldn't be difficult. That's why trading with a plan every single day should not be difficult. See how we're trying to make trading so much more difficult than it needs to be? You've exceeded a daily goal, a pretty good goal. For some traders hitting 3%, they'd be fishing right now. They'd be out of the markets, okay? You gotta appreciate that. Like, stop looking at it as negative. It's not difficult. So if I was up 3% right now, I would shut this YouTube channel off and just go on with my day. Just learn how to do this. Then you can take the difficulty out of doing it. Make sure you have hobbies on the side. Make sure you keep yourself busy. I'm going to go on a buy, okay, on this. I like how it came down, retested multiple times. Let's see if we can come back, fill up to up to the resistance right up here and see what happens. I'm in a buy. I'm going to place a tight stop. I'm not going to go all the way down in here for stop loss. I'm just going to place it right below that previous wick right there. Just right there, okay? So my stop is down here, just below this wick, still protected by this big body candle. If we do have to have a pullback, but I'm just going to test. It came down here, came back up, came down here, higher low, volume closed above, it came back down, retested green box, and I'm in a buy now, okay? So I'm looking to see if we can continue just to fill right back up here, okay? I know it's not the greatest area to be trading. I should have maybe just waited and let it build, but just for a short little move, I got enough confirmations down there, what I was looking for. So let's just see if we can get some buyers now just to create a new high up here, because a wick is a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But we're also building off the bottom. So can we get a little bit of bullish volume, maybe closing above this point of interest right here? And I already measured the move. It's not a huge zone, but it's great for scalping. Like that's 10 pips right there. We get up to there, it's about, like what I said, 15. If it gets to that equal high, that's 20 pips, right up to that equal high wick right there. Okay, so if you want like a quick scalp, that's a quick scalp, 10 pips, boom, 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 in and out. Sometimes I do these with standard lots all day. That's $100, $100, $100. It's like someone giving you a $100 bill every couple minutes. I'll take that all day. If I walk out on the street and someone says, here's a $100 bill, I will take it and I'll say, thank you very much, sir. Let's do this again tomorrow. Okay, but now we're following the candle, 50 seconds into the close. I'm looking at this body, this body, this body. Will it close with volume above these bodies? You know, that's a point of interest. I know it's in a very, very tight zone, but it's still critical points of interest. That's where that candle closed. That's where that candle opened. That's where that candle opened. That was a massive rejection there. So there's my stop loss. Look at that. Yep, stopped out. Fuck. That was rough right there. You see? And my stop right there got stopped out. Wow. That was tough. That was a big reversal right up there, and they slammed it back down. Okay, so that was the trade. That's it. I told you I'm not going to place a stop loss all the way down here. That was good enough right below that wick. Now I got to watch and see what's happening. That candle did close below. Big rejection. Clue candle. That gave us a clue. As soon as it came right up there, they slammed it down. Okay, now that green zone turns to red. Will it come back up, or are we going to continue selling with this? But this is sometimes where the market it comes down and it comes right back up. And so now, again, got to be now very cautious, because you can see how they're playing inside here. This is a shitty zone to be trading, but with reactions like that, I don't want to engage in this. Look at now how it's coming right back up. Okay, so they're playing too many games in here. Conrad, I didn't close with 10 pips. I didn't get in there. I saw you got it. No. Samuel, if you wanted to swing trade, is the simplest to go higher time frame, like 1 hour, and chart from weekly, day for hour, and treat stop loss much larger? Swing trading, always go weekly, daily, and maybe concentrate on the 4-hour bodies to enter and to place your stop losses and take profits. That's good. Weekly, daily, and 4 hours are kind of your entry candles, and let them play out. You're going to have to give much larger stop loss room, because you're looking to maybe swing trade for multiple days. So give it room to breathe. Try and look for good setups as much as you can. No Adnan, no boom boom trade there. But I'm continuing to watch the volume. So it's coming right back up. Where will it close? Will it close back up there? Maybe they just came down, they hunted some stops down there, including myself, and then they're bringing it right back up. But it's just still really tough in here. What we can do is we can add US 30 as well to our charts. Let's do US 30. Doesn't look any better either. You know, like we're looking at NASDAQ and US 30 today, but they look difficult, guys. They look difficult in this range, but let's try our best to maybe make some sense out of this. Let's start on the daily real quickly with US 30 so that we can watch both of these charts, okay? So see the all-time high on, double top all-time high on 45,000 up here on US 30. NASDAQ was closer to the all-time high. You can see how US 30 is still away from it, okay? Points of interest, right there. There's a daily point of interest. Do we have a zone below us? Yes, we've been looking at this zone for multiple weeks, and it's still a strong bullish zone right in here. Okay, so you can stretch these zones as far as you want. Go as far as you want with these things. Okay, so you can see we're coming up, but we're still struggling with now this point of interest, and that was a top. That was a top. Are we coming back up? Let's just go with a few days of analysis here. Last Thursday, we came in here, back up. Friday, we came in here, back up. Start of the week this week, we came in here, back up. Yesterday, we came down, higher low. So it's respecting this zone, making higher highs, coming back up. We closed above right here. I would assume that this is a point of interest, a body and a body. Volume closed above, and now look at our daily candle on US 30. We can kind of see, we're trying to fill this wick back over here. It came up, closed strong yesterday. We opened, point of interest. Where did we open? Where did we close? Right there. And then just looking at today's candle, like this is a daily candle. It's got no volume in it. The range it opened, it was bearish. We made a low of the day. It's still a higher low following this trend. Okay, so that's our purple low of the day. Came back to the opening position. We've already filled yesterday's high wick where we created our high of the day, and when it got up there, it got rejected. It's a lower high from over here. It's lower than this point of interest of these bodies. As we came down and we're trading right in between the zone, let's also just mark up yesterday's high with a yellow line. Okay, and that's basically our points of interest today. Not much going on. So if we go to the hourly, okay, the hourly had the big move yesterday at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., continue push up. Here's futures market, push down. We're moving into midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. There's London, okay, London. And then we're consolidating 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. We had the ADP news. We have Wall Street market open. Okay, so look at our hourly bodies now, okay? You can see it's a wick, 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 wick. So do we have some bodies of volume? Right there, right there. That body, that body. That's a white line. That's our hourly resistance right there, 42,600. And then when I look at the hourly candles, I got bearish, I got bullish. This was bearish and came back up bullish. This was bearish and coming up back up bullish. So it's just, again, consolidating in here on the hourly, which will make 5-minute trading pretty difficult. This is the 5-minute bars, okay? And this is the entire range if we're trading. The big drop at the ADP news, and it came right back up during Wall Street. We kind of barcoded, it came right back down, 10 a.m. It's respecting the lowest point of the day. If you want to see where the low point of the day is, the purple line, and those 5-minute bodies, stretch them, that's still respecting that. Now we're kind of moving away from this green box. Higher low, continue push up. But we don't have any real new higher highs in the market. So it's kind of like NASDAQ was in that little zone right there, and it broke down, and now we're kind of trying to come back up. To me, it's a pretty shitty zone. You can add, if you want to add indicators, you're welcome to add indicators. I'll just add our daily bar so we can see our daily bar. That's what we got going on the daily. So let's put these two side by side, US 30, and let's add NASDAQ's daily bar. Okay, this is what we got going. Okay, so remember, I took a buy there. I got stopped out on that candle. It retested this bigger green zone below us, and it's coming right back up. Okay, so again, if you want to engage in another trade, like for example, if this closes back above there and retest this, you know, we could look for another buy, but they could just fake us out again. It could just come up a little bit and they smack it back down. So this entire zone could be like a consolidated zone. And if you want to engage in this trading, you're welcome to, but you see how I got stopped out. And I was trading with a pretty tight stop loss. So, but this entire zone could be a consolidation zone. What you could do with US 30 too, this entire zone right here, treat it like a bigger consolidated zone. Don't engage and trade this shit. Unless you know how to just get out for one candle, 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips, and boom, just get out. Like, if you're trying to hold all this, they could pull you down, they could go right back up. Like, this is frustrating for buyers and it's frustrating for sellers. It's frustrating for both parties. You got sellers that are trying to sell down and then it comes right back up. You got buyers who are trying to buy and then it comes right back down. Same thing. So, I'm going to just wait for it to continue to build. We're here for another hour. We've got another hour and 20 minutes. Let's watch this thing build out, okay? And I don't want excuses, guys. I don't like excuses. Well, why did we do this? Why did we choose this? Why didn't we do this other security this way? We chose to do these two securities before we even did top-down analysis, so I want us to stick with these. You know, I want us to learn when there is consolidation, Let's just watch what happens. This is how we learn. Okay? Because not always our day is going to be beautiful trending volume. Some days you're going to have to deal with this shit. So, you know, I want to trade it with you guys. I want to watch with you guys. I want to hear from you guys. What are your biases? What are you guys seeing? You know, and let's kind of just figure this out. So right now, like, that was a really tight consolidated zone, but the bigger zone is, you can see most of the volume is trading. It's getting rejected up here, and it's respecting this area. This is all just inside stuff. So that red box, I'm getting rid of it. I'll keep my yellow point of interest right there, just like here on US 30. Sam, what's going on, bro? What is a good monthly return percentage for day trading? A good monthly return would be anywhere from, if you can aim for 0.5 to 1% per day, if you're trading 5 days a week, just do the math. If you're doing 0.5%, a good monthly goal would be 2.5% per week, multiplied by 4 would be 10%. If you can do 1%, you're looking at 20% per month. Okay, and there is traders that can definitely do this. I'm not saying this that's a huge, some traders can do 10, 20% on a consistent daily basis with proper risk management. And the name of the game is compounding that account. So you can compound your account 10%, 20% per month over a year. You could have close to 100% return on your account. And as your account continues to grow and compound, and you know what you're doing, you can use leverage to your advantage with brokers and up your lot size or up your contract size and take advantage of those moves, you know. So it's, but you're asking me a percentage question. I'm giving you the answer in percentage. A good monthly goal could be 10% on the low side to 20% on the higher side. And then some traders will say, Ron, I'm hitting 50% per month. That's fantastic. That's perfect. But an average trader, we're talking average trader. We're not talking about the best of the best or the shittiest traders. We're talking the right in the middle. What do you guys think? Is that a stretch? What I just said, 10% per month, up to 20% per month, trading Monday to Friday and achieving 0.5 to 1% per day. But it requires a lot of discipline too, because there's not every single day is a winning day. I want to also mention that. Some days, like let's say this week, you're up 3%, you're doing great, and then you trade NFP tomorrow or on Friday and you get back that entire 3%. Then you're back to 0% for the entire week, okay? But that's why you kind of got to know how to retain profit. When you go up, you got to know, keep your daily goal and trade with a little bit and try and compound that, but don't give back all of your gains. That defeats the purpose right there. Sam, 10% would be great if you trade a 300,000 prop firm. Yeah, that's just, those are the numbers. 10% is great if you trade a $30 account. 10% is great if you trade a $300 account. 10% is great if you trade a $3,000 account. 10% is great if you trade a $30,000 account. 10% is great if you trade a $300,000 account. It's just the same percentage. Obviously, it's a game of capital. The more capital you have, you can make more money. 10% of $3 million is fantastic, but it's just a game of percentages. That's all it is. Stop worrying about the dollar figures. The dollar figures will throw you off as a trader. They'll completely throw you off. This game, this language is all about percentages, pips, ticks, or points. And as your account builds, or if you want, feel free to purchase a $300,000 prop firm and try with that. Absolutely. Just again, it's a game of percentages. Mike, your goal is 5% per month. Perfect. That's a very conservative monthly goal, Mike. 5%. What is that? 1/4% per day? FX cartel, it all depends on the account size. 1% a day only applies if you have a $100,000 account. Why does it only apply if you have a $100,000 account? I don't understand what you're saying. It makes no sense to me. Why does 1% in trading only matter if you have a $100,000 account? No, it doesn't. 1% matters if you have a $10,000 account. 1% matters if you got $10 in your account. You're learning how to trade to a certain percentage. That's irrelevant. It makes no sense what you're saying. So you're saying that only traders have to have a $100,000 account to make money in trading? No. I didn't start with $100,000 when I started trading. I started with $100. Made it into $125. I made it into $200. I made that $200 into $225. And I learned small increments, percentage. Okay, guys, like I don't know what to do with this, with NASDAQ and US 30. It's just in a tough area. All we can do is just talk right now. We can talk, walk away, Sergio. Absolutely. Like, I don't want to be rude to you guys, but if I came in the markets right now, I would honestly walk away. I would walk away. I would come back in an hour. This is now 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. This is lunch on Wall Street. So not only is it trading right now like this, now we got another hour of lunchtime session. So markets might pick up like yesterday, how they opened up after our call, 1:30, 2 p.m. They started to open up. Remember what I said, they'll accumulate and they'll redistribute the volume. And then it turned very bullish after yesterday's session. So again, it's in an accumulation phase. If more sellers accumulate, they can break this and start to drop it back down. If more buyers continue accumulating, we'll break out of here. So it's in an accumulation phase. Samuel, would I set alarm on the box? I set alarms, yeah. Like I would set, if I walked away right now, Samuel, I'd set an alarm maybe at the highest point of the day right here. I'd set maybe an alarm, maybe if it starts to break below this green box, this yellow line right here, just to give me an alarm, and then I watch it. And then again, I'm watching to see if there's a fake out, if there's a confirmed body that closed below there, if there's a retest, all of those things. But engaging in here, I don't want to trade this. I don't want no alerts inside the zone. I only want alerts to watch for either a bullish break above here, a break and a retest and a continuation, or a fake out and then they drop it down. Something, and the same opposite side over here. And then when you do that, you walk away, and then just you'll get an alert maybe 30 minutes from now, maybe an hour from now, maybe 2 hours from now, and then you know something is happening at these zones, and the market has already accumulated enough volume. Now it might be time to make its move. JJ, what's that? 12% per month compounded on a 50K account over 3 years will give you 3 million. Yeah, okay. So if we do standard math, yeah, that's the power of compound mathematics. Yeah. And if you started all that when you were 20 years old, when you're 30 years old, you're a millionaire, okay? But we don't learn how to do this until we're 40, until we're 50, until we're 60. So, you know, like no one, when I was in my 20s, I wasn't looking for long-term retirement. I was thinking for tomorrow. I wasn't thinking for 30 years from now, you know? So it's all perspective. It's how you look at it. I preach, start young, start early, start investing. My kids don't even know it yet, but they've got a really good investment account. It's an RESP account, Retired Education Savings Plan, that we have here in Canada. I'm sure US has it too. Similar like the 401k, similar to our RSPs for when we're adults, but they have for kids. So what it is I put money in my kids' accounts. It's in a retired education account. The government matches $2,500. Like if you, when you put in up to $2,500, the government will match $2,500 and double it. And I can trade it in the markets for them. So I've got them in a lot of securities like Nvidia, Apple, various securities that have growth years from now. And hopefully that will continue to grow for them. They're young, but you know, start them early. So I've started them early. And it collects interest free. That's another thing. All gains are tax free in there, as long as they do go to university or college when they get older. If they don't, you just lose the interest portion, but all of your capital, all of your principal is guaranteed in there. So if you're Canadian parents out there, that's what's available. I'm sure US does something very similar, but I'm not 100% on the US. Oh, Christoph, how was Niagara Falls? Yeah, I was there for 2 days. There was a poker tournament there. Had a lot of fun. I didn't win, but it was fun. I had a bad beat. It was kind of like that candle right there where I was in a buy and they smacked it down. I had a full house. Oh, guys, I rivered a full house, and then that guy rivered a bigger full house. It was disgusting, but we went all in. It was a no-limit tournament, and I got taken out on that. Nothing you can do. It's one of those setups where you can't get out of it. There's no way you can lay down a full house on the river. No way. If a poker player can do that, that's respect. I don't know. I could not do that. It was like one of those FU candles. that was the hand there. Guys, do you guys want to take a little peek at gold while all this is consolidating, or do you guys want to stay with this? It's up to you guys on Zoom. We can just take a look at gold. Maybe it's moving or not. While we continue to watch this snooze fest over here. Sure, you guys want to add it? Okay, let's take a look. This is just in a tight range. We'll let this continue to accumulate, and let's add gold. We got to get some likes now on YouTube. We're adding gold. Come on now. Okay, so let's take a look at gold. Let's see, XCU, USD. Here it is. Okay, so a quick little top down. Let's go to daily. Okay, so look at gold on the daily, right? So we got points of interest. You guys should all know that's our all-time high right there, 3,500. And in our range, like that previous low right there. So that's our range from the all-time high to that pullback right there. And then all the volume is concentrated in here. But we do have some zones in here. This was that double top supply zone right there on the daily. And you can see we're trading basically right back into it, okay? Do we have a green box zone? Yep, we had it from this bullish flag pattern. So right there, you can see when it came in, it held. Yeah, there was this choppy breaks down here, but the volume came right back in and continued to move up. So this zone is demand below us, some sort of support. It's continuing to push up. Now let's go off of this big body candle right here on Monday, the start of the week. That's a nice big body candle coming off of the weekend. Let's right now just grab 50% of it. Let's not guess. Grab your Fibonacci, opening and closing price. There's 50%. That was the rejection yesterday, the lowest point yesterday, right there at 50%. So draw your yellow line, draw your zone on the daily, a little bit above, a little bit below, bada boom, bada bing, and stretch it into the future. I have these new black lines around this box. I had no idea until right now. My daughter was charting, so she was probably doing something here. She also likes these emojis right here. So she was placing a bull in a bull zone, okay? So this is my daughter, 8 years old. She's learning. She's going to be streaming here in a couple of years, teaching you guys how to do this. And there's a bear she put right here, okay? So hopefully she'll be proud of me. I'm doing what she taught me to do. So she puts a bear where the bear zone is, and she puts a bull where the bull zone is, okay? So we're learning with an 8-year-old. Now we've got some consolidation above 50%. So you can see we came up bullish, we came back down bearish yesterday. We're coming up bullish. So we're flagging. Beautiful bull flag. It might have a high probability of continuing to break out of here. So this is a bull zone as well, okay? But there's only one bull in here, right? Okay, this one is a bigger bull zone. So how many bulls do we have in here? There's probably, what, 2 bulls in here? Showing that there's more bulls. This is how she was teaching me. She was teaching me this on the weekend. So she puts more bulls where it's a bigger bullish zone, okay? And then I was asking her, what are the bulls doing in there? And she told me they're eating the grass. She said they're eating grass. So she calls this green zone where it's grass. So these are grass-fed bulls. These are very organic bulls. So they're eating organic grass in there. This one has 1 bull. It's just a minor zone, but this is the bigger one. This is where the bigger bulls are. And then this is the all-time high supply zone. So there's a lot of bears up here. A lot of bears are waiting. Grizzly bears up here. They're not these cute, cuddly bears. They're grizzly bears up here. They will take you out. Those are the hedge funds. They're big bulls up here. This is Carlos up here. What's the bear doing? I don't know. I didn't ask her that. I'll ask her that, Trevor, maybe this weekend when she teaches me. But we got some bull flag going on, okay? So we could definitely now just mark up today's daily candle. What is going on? So points of interest. Where do we close? Where do we open? Right there. What is our low of the day? It came right into there. Do we need to mark it up? We can. But right there is our low of the day, purple line. Okay, so I can just kind of maybe move this zone right down to make it accurate there. And we came to the low of the day, came back up. We filled, we did engulf all of yesterday's volume, but it got rejected in the red zone where Carlos is waiting. There's Carlos. There's Carlos. Carlos, he even has he needs a mustache like you, a tough mustache. But there's Carlos. Yeah, there's your mustache. And got rejected back down. See, we're having too much fun today. Carlos is our bear, and Carlos has a tough mustache. I respect that. If I could grow a mustache like that, Carlos, I would have your mustache. But where's 50% of the volume right now? Probably right there. So that's our point of interest in our daily candle of gold. Okay, if we retrace back down in here, we might be looking to buy back up. But we're in a strong bullish flag. Okay, what do we have going on this week? So the market is kind of consolidating in this all-time high supply box prior to NFP. What do you guys think NFP? It's probably going to be shitty job numbers. That's not good for the US dollar, and gold will technically maybe break out bullish coming out of NFP. So you see how the market is now kind of coiling up, waiting for the news. So don't be surprised if we do get some consolidation, maybe a break in here, but the volume will stay concentrated in this area until we get NFP. It's kind of coiling up for that news. If it's bad job numbers, good for gold. We'll drive through here, okay? If it's fantastic, amazing job numbers, that's great for the US dollar. We'll see gold break this and start coming down into here. Will it come all the way down into this zone? No, because you have a point of interest right here that it needs to test or break, okay? So right now, let's break down this daily candle on the hourly. This is our hourly range, okay? So if you were trading gold, it was tough the last few days, but look at today. That was that 8 a.m. bullish move. Again, if you marked 50% of that 8 a.m. hourly candle, you see the pullback right in the zone, and then we started 10 a.m. Continue to move. If we look at 50% of this hourly candle, it's right here at this yellow line. So right now on the hourly, you see how it's using these bodies as resistance and turn to support now. So this is the same thing on any time frame, what you should be looking at. That's a point of interest where it was resistance, resistance. I'm on the hourly, so I make it a white line. Now looking over here, that's where it's holding support currently, okay? So this hourly candle right now opened ignited bullish, and it came where? Into 50% of that previous hourly candle. I'll place a white line, and you can see for yourself. I'm just going off of what I see, off of that wick. It's roughly 50% and getting rejected, but it's still got that ignited bottom. It's got 47 minutes. So if this was like a 5-minute candle, it could continue to fill and fill right back up to the points of interest. Me as a scalper, like right now, I'll show you what I'm looking as a scalper. I could be just looking to buy from that white line just to fill that white line. It's 374 to 377, 30 pips. I could just scalp that, just that little zone right there on the 5 minutes or even on the 1 minutes. So here it is. You see this now? That's that zone I just marked, that white line to that white line, okay? So it's building right now. Let's see if we'll get some volume closing above here. We had this big push this morning, okay, 10 a.m., beautiful push. And then when? 11 a.m., they brought it right back down, okay? And then we're kind of holding here at this hourly support. If you want to draw like a 5-minute zone, you're welcome to do that. That would be like a 5-minute zone right there. A little bit above, a little bit below. But I'm capturing that body, everything that's going on right now. Now we're struggling, breaking this resistance right here, okay? So if you want to see how tight gold is trading, this is how tight it's trading in here. It's not going to trade in this zone all day today. It's eventually going to make a move. It's either going to break back up here or it's going to push back down in here. Right now, when we're looking where this thing is consolidating, it is consolidating all in here. If you do choose to trade this zone, you're welcome to. If not, don't trade this zone. I'm not trading this zone. I'm waiting. There's buyers buying, sellers selling, buyers buying, sellers selling, buyers buying, sellers selling. It's in this zone right now. So we've got to kind of wait it out. Let's add our daily candle for reference over here. Okay, it's still got a nice big body of volume, but we'll see if the buyers will come in. If we lose this, we could come all the way down and then right down to this yellow line. Okay, if it continues to go down, that's our opening price. But let's see what's happening. So that made the high of the day, and this is the high of the day rejection so far. Are we going to get it and then coming back up? We'll find out. Okay, so let's put these three together. Okay, so we're getting a move now on US 30 and NASDAQ. So they're now pushing down. Will it close below? Okay, let's figure this out now. Okay, so it did technically close below that green zone. So what I do is just through the motions, same stuff, make it red. Now the buyers are coming into it. Will they get rejected back down? If they do get rejected back down, it could come all the way down to this yellow line. That was the opening price, okay? But if we do come back up, where's the retest? 50% right there, that yellow line. Let's see if it will come back up or they reject it back down. US 30 is right at the lowest point of the day, right there. There's that purple line. So we're going to see if it holds, okay? And gold is building too, right in here. So let's continue to watch this. Okay, so now look at that bullish body coming right back up to 50%. Not just 50% of that candle, but back up to that yellow line. That's a daily point of interest. Are they rejecting this thing down? Will it come back down? Will it come back up? This is the first candle that's closed below this zone. All the other ones were wicks. It's the first body of volume that closed below there. Also right there, US 30, if you were just to get your cut line and measure 50%, right there is the cut. Came right up to 50% and they rejected it back down. Choppy market. Okay, so US 30 got rejected. Where? At half of the volume. Also, point of interest that you can see that wick is now that resistance so far. NASDAQ is still retesting 50%. Is it going to come all the way back up and close back inside here and maybe continue moving up? And gold is still kind of building inside here. Trading trading war? Any new trading gold? No, I'm just watching gold right now in this zone here. Okay, so look at the response with 2 more minutes to go. Big bullish candle coming right back up. So are they faking the market down there and they're bringing it right back up? Will they close it above here and then start another bullish leg going back up? Okay. I might be entertaining a buy, you know, if it comes back up again. Patrick, do I still have the same account for all instruments for scalping? Like, yes. Okay, so you see that bullish candle? It was coming up, still in that zone. They rejected it back down, so it's just very choppy. Okay, but we got something building on Dow. Okay, so that's kind of like the second bottom at the lowest point of the day. Okay, but they could still fake us out, right? But I'm just watching where it will close. Will it close above 50%? Will it close back in the zone we have up here? NASDAQ is coming right back up. We got less than 1 minute to go into the close. Okay, so 30 seconds. We got a nice bullish engulfing candle coming back up. So if it closes back above here, again, that zone, I'm not changing the zone, the shape, the size of it. I'm just going to change the color of it. I'm just going to make it green again, because now the buyers brought it right back up. Maybe it retests this zone and then support, and it might start that next leg up. But you got to know too, if we do take a trade, we're just still in this tight zone. So what I would be looking for is just volume to fill, you know, just the zone. That could be the trade inside this consolidated zone. Okay, so here's the close. I'm going to assume it's closing above there, which it did. I'm going red to green. Okay, and look at the size of the wick. There's barely any wick on that. Okay, so if it just turns blue, it could break and continue to go. But let's see if we get a proper retest back down into here. So it's a bearish ignited candle coming down. US 30 did not close inside that zone. Okay, but it came up pretty bullish, but was not bullish engulfing like NASDAQ did. And that's if you do decide NASDAQ or US 30, if you want to continue trading the zone. Otherwise, you know, just wait it out. Gold looks like it could be building for maybe to continue to push up a little bit. Maybe, again, that's the daily high. Still lots of room for it to continue to come back up and test up there. Okay, so watch that big bearish ignited candle coming down. Now it's trading back into that green zone. Will it hold in here? Will it come back up and flip and drive? Or will it close in here bearish? See how gold is still concentrated in that area. Wow, no range on it. Just, it's still accumulating. It's coiling up. It's been coiling up for how long? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, over an hour in there of coiling up. So it might attempt to move coming back down, or it might make a move coming back up, but still got to wait for it to continue to build in here. Can I tell you guys a funny story that happened yesterday? I thought it was funny, so maybe you guys don't think it's funny. That's fine. Everyone has different sense of humor. But I was craving Chinese food yesterday. So I go to my local Chinese restaurant. I've been going there for 20 years. I've been going since I was in high school. Like I know the gentleman who owns it, like he's my uncle. Like I've been going there since I was a kid and all of my friends. So he's like family. And I walk in there and I wanted my lemon chicken combo, okay? So I order it and he goes to me, he's got an accent, he's older, and he goes to me, do you want to try orange chicken? I said, no, I want lemon chicken. And, and he just started laughing. And I'm like, what is so funny about that? He goes, Donald Trump is orange chicken. I said, what do you mean by that? He goes, his face is orange and he's chicken on tariffs. This is coming from an old Chinese man at the Chinese restaurant that I died laughing. I died. Like, I had tears in my eyes and I was on the ground laughing. I just thought it was the funniest shit I've ever heard. I don't know about you guys, but that made my day yesterday. Yeah, I went in there to order lemon chicken and he goes, I'll make you orange chicken. I said, no, I've never had that before. I want my lemon chicken. He goes, it's Donald Trump. I go, what do you mean? He goes, he's got an orange face and he's chicken. Oh my goodness. It was, I don't know if you guys, maybe it was just me, but I found that to be so funny. They're calling him Taco. Okay, so look at the response there. Okay, look at that. It came up bullish and they're right back down bearish. So let's watch this, guys. Okay, look at now the volume really picked up on US 30, approaching that low of the day. Are they going to close it by that low of the day, below it? But if you heard him with his accent, he's in his 80s, you know, and the way how he kind of said it, oh, it was just, it was good. I didn't expect that. Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought he was actually, maybe he had orange chicken. I've never tried orange chicken, by the way. So I was sticking with my lemon chicken. And when he brought that up, I was like, oh, man, that's pretty good. Okay, so it's barcoding now. Like it's barcoding in here. Okay, so the volume closed above, it came back down in here, closed right at it, it's coming back up. So we could get blue, bearish, coming back up bullish, could break for a new high. Again, like if you really see where it's consolidating, it's right in here. US 30 kind of sideways, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Canadian build, gold is right in here. It doesn't get any more consolidated on these three securities than what we're seeing right now. Wow, this is tough to watch. What are you guys looking at? Like, do you guys see anything? Maybe I don't see anything. What do you guys see? Indices, do you guys think bearish, bullish, gold? What are you guys looking at? All I'm seeing is my eyes are hurting looking at this. For Burks, it's ranging, yeah. Well, yeah, it's tough to decide in this range. But if we're going with this bullish move, okay, just like if we were to, from this leg, from 10 a.m., coming all the way up here in this retracement, looks like a healthy retracement and could possibly be a good pullback zone to continue to move back up here. Again, we just grab the fib tool, just measuring from 10 a.m. here, like this low to that high where we're at. Okay. You can see we're above the 382. 0.5 is down here. So if they do fake out the market and come down, it might come back up. And our 618 on this move is right at our daily point of interest. They overlap each other. So it's nice for a pullback to continue to buy gold. But again, maybe we need that confirmation above here. We got to see a body close above. Even if it's a nice impulse break, that's great. It just shows that we can break through here. And then we follow where that volume will close. But right now it's still in that tight little zone right there. And US 30 is also just kind of consolidating down in here. NASDAQ is consolidating above the green zone, could have the potential to continue to rise, but it's tough, guys. I don't know. This is tough volume to trade. USD JPY, the forex signals, was a fantastic break and retest. Let me just show you guys here. Just what also we could be looking in our trading right now. So right over here, guys, like this one, the USD JPY. You see, we were looking for sells below 143.75. It broke, okay, right there, and then that was the initial break, but then look at the retest, how it pulled right back in, right there, at the original area we're looking. Now you got a rejection, and then starts, look at what the market does. After it retraces back up, gets rejected, then the big push, the big volume based bar, continue to come back up to 50% of that bar and continuing to drop. Right there, it kind of retested 50% of that bar, and it could continue to push down, okay? So that's if you get into a trade and it's starting to move like that, that's how you can maybe continue to trail down with it. Always maybe trailing stop above 50% of a big body bar, and it might continue trailing with you in the markets. Okay, so look, they're pushing down the market now. 30 seconds to go. This is the lowest point of the day right there, that purple line right there. That's the lowest point of the day. Are we going to start to push below this? Is it going to be a fake out and come back in? Also, NASDAQ is pushing down from up here. Okay, so and gold is sideways still in there. So let's watch the close here. We're starting 12:30, so it's getting a new 30-minute candle. Okay, so we closed again right at the lowest point of the day. So I cannot kind of change the color of the zone. It's still in a green zone. NASDAQ is still in this green zone right now. Will it close with more volume below? 30-minute outlook, just looking at the 30. Okay, look at the 30 on NASDAQ. Okay, it's coming down right to that lowest point of the day, and now it's starting bullish. So 50% is right there. If it gets pushed down, we could break this and start dropping down, and we're going to target this 30-minute wick down here at 42,450. From 480 to 450, that's a 30-pip move. I'll place a white line there, because where did I get this? I got that from an hourly candle on Tuesday, June the 3rd. So that would be a point of interest if we continue to push down in here. Okay, and gold, look how gold on the hourly. Now when we look at the hourly, all of that garbage 5 minutes makes more sense here. See how it pushed up to the high of the day, it rolled back, holding in here, and we could be driving back up a little bit, okay? So it's pulled back nicely in the zone, got a couple wicks in there, the volume staying above, and we're building. So it could now essentially break out of here on the 5 minutes. So, wow, look at the response there. At the lowest point of the day, big bullish candle building. We got a nice bullish candle right now on gold. Okay, so let's see if we can maybe move with this volume. Okay, we've got a little uptrend, ascending trend line. Again, so now you got to decide. If this candle breaks out of here, it isn't technically an impulse candle. Is that a candle that you want to trade? Is that a candle that you want to buy? Or are you going to set yourself some rules right now? Are you going to wait for a candle to break out, wait for it to technically close with volume above, maybe catch a confirmed retest? Are we going to watch it, see if it's a fake out and it comes back down? Whatever it is, you got to decide now. If you're going in on an impulse, are you going all in, like kind of with your regular trading size on that impulse? Do you have rules what you're going to do with that impulse trade? Or are you just going to trade with a little feeler trade and just test things out? All of these things you should know what you're going to do prior to taking a trade. If you don't take the trade. You're basically guessing. Trading is not guessing. Trading is taking calculated risk. Okay, so again, what happened with that? That was a big bullish candle. It came in here, but look at the wick. Lower high, below those bodies, continue push down. So if it kind of closes below here, it could be that bearish leg, continue push down. Gold is getting right back above there. It's kind of like at those tweezer top highs, exactly at 3,375 on the dot. And we got 2 more minutes to go into the close. Okay, so here we go. 90 seconds now into the close of these candles. Should give us a good direction maybe. So NASDAQ, remember, it opened really bullish. Now it's a shooting star candle coming down. Let's wait 1 more minute to get the actual close. Gold is breaking now with some volume above there as well. Okay, so keep an eye on gold too. It's been coiling up for that time. Those hourly candles look good. Now it's kind of breaking out impulsively, but let's follow where the volume will close. But it did make a new high coming out of there. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Okay, so where will it close? Above the red box, in the red box, below the red box. And this is where you kind of maybe have to play some intuition here, okay? So again, I'm going to assume that 50% of the volume is right there. It technically did not close above this red zone, above that wick, okay? But what I did was I placed the line right at 50%. It's a bearish candle. If it comes down, maybe retest 50% and can come back up. And then maybe that would fill the wick and drive a little bit. Here's the retest of 50% of that bullish candle, okay? But it's still ignited bearish coming down, retesting there, okay? So this could be where it flips and then turns bullish again and then has another impulse break above here. If you want to engage on that candle and buy it, again, you're buying another impulse candle, technically breaking out, okay? If you don't feel comfortable on that impulse trade, then wait for this body to technically close. I know it sucks, you gotta wait 4 more minutes. But what we could do is we could also go on to the 1 minutes, okay? Let me just show you how it looks on the 1 minutes real quick, full chart, okay? So these are all the 1 minute candles, okay? Came in, back down, came in, back down, came in, back down, came in. Now we had that first one close above and the retracement. Now looking at these 1 minute candles, okay? So this is kind of on the 1 minute time frame now, but still looking at the same thing. So I see here at 12:35, it came down, it retested right there, it's coming back up. So maybe I wait for one more 1 minute candle to close with some volume, or maybe also take out that high, create a new higher high, and then I'll watch. So right now I'm watching on the 1 minutes, okay? So same style trading, but now it's just on the 1 minutes. This 1 minute candle is going to close in 25 seconds. Where will it close? How will it close? Let's figure it out. So this is gold on the 1 minutes. Okay, and it's a spin top candle closing in 5 seconds. Okay, now we've got a little blue volume closing, bullish spin top. Again, right at that zone, opening ignited, it could definitely fill those wicks and drive. See how they just rejected it back down? Now watch these lows. Is it protected right there at those bodies where my cursor is, or is it gonna break it and cause, no, it broke. So it created a low, break that structure right there, but it's still technically higher than this wick. Now, will it come back up? It's still, we've got no volume there. When we look at our 5s, our 5 is the spin top inside here, okay? So it's still not developed yet. Still waiting, still waiting. 2.5 more minutes to go on the 5 minute candle. We might as well just wait for that 5 minute candle to close. See what I mean, guys? You could also go into the 1 minutes. You don't necessarily have to trade them, but you can go in there and really see what's going on the 1 minutes. NASDAQ is just, wow, just consolidating down here. US 30 is consolidating. Gold, again, just consolidating. Now you see how it's coming back down? to reattempt the low point of its own wick, 50% of that previous candle. Will it hold? Will it break? Will it close down here? And are we going to get a leg coming back down bearish? Tough afternoon, guys. I don't control the volume. I wish I did. I would make a trending day every single day. I would make it easy for everyone to trade, but sometimes we got to go through this tough stuff, okay? So that's why I want to show the real side of trading. I want to show different sessions, how it trades in New York, how it trades post-New York. Next week, I might be doing all London sessions from 2 a.m. pre-London till about 5 a.m. because I'll be doing a lot of construction down here. I'm putting, I'm going to drywall a whole wall in here. It's going to be soundproof. I'm going to put a ventilator system in here for smoke, and it's going to be going right through the house. Lot of renovations going to be down here, so I'll be doing it during the daytime. So I don't know if I'll be streaming New York's next week or maybe post New York's. I don't know, but maybe we'll do all London's next week. We'll try something new, or Asian sessions, whatever, or we mix it up. Okay, see that? 30 seconds to go. Okay, still no volume closed above there. It's still coming right back down. Efrain, hate it when the market does this. I know, bro. I know. I hate it too. Everyone does. But again, just stay cool, stay patient. Efrain, you know what we got to do here. We got to continue to be patient, wait it out. We know it's accumulating. We know it's coiling up. It will eventually make a move. We just got to be patient. Remember, we get paid to be patient. We lose money when we're impatient. Okay, so look at that now. It's coming and closing again right by 50%. So it's still below that red zone. We're still back in that consolidated zone. So nothing really materialized with that. If we just look on the 1 minutes, you see what happened. The 1 minute candle just briefly broke above, and it's back down inside here. So we just got to continue to wait it out. We got to wait it out, wait it out. What I'm looking for is how it's building off of the low of the day. Remember, that was the lowest point of the day, 42,480 on US 30. It came down to the lowest point of the day. That could be a big double bottom coming back up. I'm again looking for volume to close inside this zone. We still haven't had that body, so maybe it came down here, accumulated this, and ready to possibly move up. Same with NASDAQ. Okay, so same with US 30, building, but again, it would be an impulse buy from right here and impulsively moving up. If that's enough for you for that confirmation down below to take a trade, definitely. Or what we can do is we can wait for a candle to close above here, and then maybe we catch a pullback. Or they're just playing games. They're bringing it up there and they'll bring it right back down. Now gold has its leg coming down now. So you see it got rejected up there and they're pushing it back down. We do have this trend line. You know, it's a short-term trend line. We'll see if it still respects this. This volume sucks. This volume sucks. Oh. No news. No news in the markets. Maybe we need Trump to open his mouth, and then the markets will move. Yeah, look, man, it's gearing up for NFP, you know, but NFP is still like 2 days away, you know. So, but essentially, that's what the markets are doing. They're gearing up for NFP. A lot of institutional accumulation going on, and after NFP. Boom, they release that volume, and then we're going, I believe it's June 18 is FOMC. So then again, another phase of accumulation, and then we got NFP or FOMC coming up in a few weeks. June 18, I believe, is FOMC. Where's Trump when you need him? Come on. He's got to be saying something. I know you guys are probably waiting for me to take a trade, and I'm as aggressive as they come, but it's just I don't see anything to trade right now. You know, it's just it's not moving anywhere. And if I did buy, I don't know if I would have taken out profit. So I'm gonna stay sidelines right now. Efren, you wish you would say something to market can skyrocket. Yeah, all he's got to say is tariffs are off the table. Tariffs are done, and then you'll watch the markets break all-time highs. Borex, you would cut the session. I know, bro, but we got to do our 2 hours, our 2-hour block. And we entered a 2-hour consolidated block. It's all good, guys. You know, it's part of learning. Like when I was learning this, I was learning this all by myself. I was just watching candles for hours and making all the mistakes. I was buying, I was selling, I was buying, I was selling, I was revenge trading, I was head trading. I had 20 open positions on buys and sells, and every time it would come down here, I'd close some, and I had no idea what I was doing. And all I was doing was getting frustrated and pissed off and losing money. And but I learned. I look at those as valuable paid lessons. Cost a lot of money, but I learned to avoid trading this shit. If you do, you're speculating. Like right now, okay, look at NASDAQ. Let's just and US 30. Kind of set up nice. It did close back above here. It built up. It's retesting this. No wick. It could definitely fill right up there and break. But try to teach yourself to be patient and maybe just wait for one more pullback right in there. Yes, I know I'm missing out on that scalp candle that's probably going to break and go. But, you know, just telling yourself just to wait for a pullback. Even on US 30, it's set up proper to just break and drive, okay? But what happens if it does give you that pullback right in there, okay? You could get in where there's more buyers waiting. I know, and it sucks. And then I missed out on a scalp right there. And I missed out on a scalp right there. And it did kind of exactly what I wanted to do. Close above these bodies, which it did. I look at the wick. It's a short wick, small pullback, pop, and drive. Right there. That's like a proper scalp right there. Right there. 10 pips, okay? Let's say maybe it goes 15 pips. But look at now. It came up. Will it come back down? If it comes down, I would rather buy right in here. If NASDAQ comes down, I'd like to buy at 50% of that bullish candle. And I know sometimes the trade goes, but you could still wait in there. Like look at now, it's a shooting star candle. I guarantee you, if we took that trade, no one would have done anything at 10 pips. Nobody would have. So look at now. It's coming right back to where it opened, and it might be a shooting star candle coming right back down here. Look at gold too. It came to the trend line. Just watch. You know, you don't have to take a trade, but you can still watch what's going on. It came to the trend line at those wicks, higher low, continuing to build back up. Okay, so let's see if gold can continue to build. We got that shooting star candle rejected on US 30. So if you wanted to buy here or there, now you could probably get maybe a possible discount back down in here. But again, just wait it out. Look at gold now. Gold coming right back up. NASDAQ now driving. So it did respect this green box. It did break. It did close below, but it was followed by a big bullish candle coming back down. Now it's moving back up. Okay, so we're back in that consolidated zone, driving in here. Gold, look at gold. Wow, right back in here. Okay, so let's watch gold too. Gold is setting up nicely right here. 2.5 minutes to go. It's got that volume all the way right back up. Again, will it technically close? Give us a bullish bar closing above there because we've had a fake out and a fake out. Dupree, do we have a trading course? Yeah, we have everything on our website. We got tutorials, courses, quizzes, webinars, everything. You name it, we got it. We do webinars on demand now. Last week, the snipers wanted one on the Fibonacci. We did it. This week is on trend lines we're going to do. So yeah, there's a lot of education. Whatever you need, we got it. If it's not there, you tell us and we'll make a proper webinar for it. But you learn a lot in the live sessions with myself, with Dave, and in the Discord with all of the SST moderators, admins, and all of the members sharing charts and learning from each other. So yeah, there's good education here at SST by the entire community. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that it's not just myself and Dave. We've got an entire team here. Okay, so here we go. One more minute. We've got a nice bullish candle. See that? So that candle's building now. Okay, so I was waiting for a pullback. I missed it. That was that pop and drive. Okay, so it's moving. But let's take a look here on gold. I like gold here. The setup, how it's building. Let's see. Volume base. If it closes above, get ready to flip the red to green. Okay. Let's pay attention. Okay, so it did make a new high. That's perfect. So it's continuing this trend going up. Higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay, so that confirms the uptrend. We're still moving up. Big candle now, so this is a good push. I'm going to assume that this candle is going to close above there in 15 seconds. So get ready now. Now we got to watch relative to how high the volume will close to the wick. Will we get a pullback? Will we get a retest right away on the next bar? Do we got to wait a couple bars? But I'm going to change the zone green. I'm going to assume it's closing above right near the high. Get ready, guys. Okay. So here we go. There's the open. Ignited, popped. Okay. So it's still ignited. Will it break or no? Is it still holding and will it go? Okay. So remember, it still has not came down to retest. It's still got that ignited open. It still has that wick. Will it push down? And no. See how it came down and it went flip back up green? Blue, sorry. So it's still holding, still holding, still holding. It's coming down. Will it still hold? Okay, there. Now you see it flipped bearish. Okay. So now it's coming down. Watch where it will pick up the wick. Will it be a higher low, shallow pullback? Will it come all the way back down to our green box? Pay attention to that. And you could also get a retest on US 30 if you guys are watching US 30 as well. Okay, so gold, spin top, back up bullish. I'm going to buy that. Okay, so I'm going in a buy. Okay, I'm going to look to see if it can extend back up to there. My stop loss, I'm going to give it all this consolidated room to breathe below that big candle right there. Okay, so that's my stop loss. I'm in a buy on gold. I'm going to see if we can drive up to that hourly resistance point of interest, and maybe we can continue to fill back up there. Obviously, there could be pullbacks, definitely. Okay, but that's why if it pulls back, my stop loss is all the way down below that big candle. So it could pull back in there. I will be in drawdown, but I'm hoping that the buyers now are jumping in on the depth of market. They're putting their orders in. Maybe if it pulls back there, then it will continue to drive back up. But I'm hoping maybe this move can drive and then pull back. My entry point could be the pullback zone. Okay, so regardless, I'm in a buy. We had the first body that closed above. I waited on that bar for it to come down. It held, and then I bought. So hopefully the volume is now accumulating and can go. But I'm also understanding that the pullback has not really happened. So I don't want to just place my stop loss here and it pulls back and then I get stopped out, then it goes. Okay, so I'm in. Dow came all the way down, right back to 50% here, holding. So it could technically break. Those are those tweezer top highs. Okay. This is now the official retest. Okay. Will it come down, officially retest? Is it going to hold its own low on the candle? And if this thing continues to build and it does what I want it to do, maybe going into 1 p.m., I may add another position. Okay. Oh, Vidin, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Awesome, thank you. Just want to say thank you. Been following your live sessions for almost 2 years and I've learned so much. Keep doing your thing. You're helping more people than you know. Thank you, bro. That means a lot to hear that. So it does really mean a lot to us here at SST. We are doing this to help traders as much as we can. It's tough to do in the financial markets, but hopefully we're learning. We do make mistakes. I admit that. We do make mistakes. And I think maybe I made a mistake here. I went in too early. I should have waited for that retest. But again, I was waiting on a retest on US 30 and then it kept going. So, you know, it's just, sometimes that happens, but just apply the proper risk, okay? So I'm allowing it now to come through. Now it's actually retesting the zone, okay? So I got to continue to watch with 1 minute to go and figure out, is it going to hold this retest location? Are the sellers going to close it back below there? Will it hold? Will we flag above the zone and build a little bit and then continue going? That's what we got to watch here. Well, that's what I'm watching in the last 40 seconds, okay? So technically it did come down to retest the zone. We got a wick, but we still have this bearish volume. Where will it close? Let's wait for the next 30 seconds to figure out the close. Pascal, since us, you eat pancakes every day? Good. Make sure you put that Canadian maple syrup on it. They taste even better. Okay, so here's the close. Will it close right at the point here? Will it open bullish? Okay, so let's watch. We judge a candle when it closes. Yes, we can see how high it went, how low it went, what it did inside for that 5 minute. But here's the close. So it's a bearish spin top. Okay. Didn't close bullish, it didn't close bear, it closed with a little bit of bear volume. Now the next candle opened ignited, so it definitely could open ignited and just drive. It didn't, so now it's coming back down. Now coming back down, will we get another attempt at the green zone? Will it make a higher low wick? This could be this bull flag zone. So this zone now, I'm just bringing it right up here, so you can see that maybe this zone could create the bullish flag, right? And bullish flag, if it continues to accumulate in here, has a high probability of continuing to go to the upside. Taha, oh my man, I remember you from a while back. Yeah, welcome back. I've been doing well. I hope you're doing good too. Okay, so guys, maybe a bull flag, maybe a breakout. We got wicks, maybe we'll get some volume closing above here. But what I'm looking at is not just this area. I'm looking at these bodies right over here, that body to body. So I know it's a lot of lines I place on my chart, but that's what I'm looking at. I'm seeing that red line because I see that wick came in there and back down. Can we close with some bullish 5 minute volume above this red line? Then I can get confirmation that we're closing above previous volume that sold the market down. Okay, so that would maybe increase our chances of building a stronger depth of market here, stronger depth of market below us, and maybe we can continue to drive through here and drive into this resistance behind us. Okay. And that's another point of interest right there. Okay, so again, let's just watch this out, how this bull flag performs. Oh man, Dow is doing its thing, pulled back. Dow is looking good here. NASDAQ broke out of here, back up, but it's still technically in that consolidated channel in there, this range. Putin said something. Let's see what he said. Kremlin confirms Putin-Trump phone call. Okay, that was at 12:55, 2 minutes ago. I'm just reading Financial Juice right here. Trump, I spoke to Putin. Putin will participate in discussions with Iran. Iran is slow walking the decision on a nuclear deal. The Putin conversation was good, but will not immediately lead to peace. Just finished speaking with Putin. The call lasted approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. We discussed the attack on Russia's docked airplanes by Ukraine and also other attacks that have been taking place by both sides. It was a good conversation, but not a conversation that will lead to immediate peace. Putin did say that he will have to respond to the recent attacks on the airfields. Putin and I also discussed Iran, and that time is running out on Iran's decision pertaining to nuclear weapons, which must be made quickly. So that's all coming out from Financial Juice. So in talks right now, Putin and Trump. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Those are two guys that are full of shit. Like, if you believe one word that comes out of those guys' mouth, I don't know. But I don't believe anything that comes out from either one of those guys' mouth. So take it how you want. But the markets do move when any one of those guys speaks. But for me, I don't believe anything that comes out of either one of those guys' mouths. To me, they're all full of shit. But we have to listen what they're doing because we're trading the markets. So right now with that news, gold is accumulating above this previous resistance zone. We had volume close above. So all I'm looking for is a little bit of accumulation and continue maybe to drive up bullish here. But it's a sideways trading market. We're going into 1 p.m. now in the next 30 seconds. So again, guys, get ready for a little bit of volatility because we're getting our new hourly candle, 1 p.m. Get ready for moves now, okay? What I mean is something quick, like it could just be a big bearish candle and stop me out right now. Or something could happen right away at 1 p.m. because you got a new hourly candle in the market. Lunch break is technically over on Wall Street right now. So here's the close. Okay, so close right back down at the bottom in our green zone. So it definitely could come back in here. It could come back up. Could trade close below here and then come down. Test again this trend line. But that's as much room as I'm giving it to breathe. That's my stop loss right below that previous low wick right there. So here it is, the 1 p.m. move coming down bearish. Good move on Dow if you're in buys and NASDAQ. Good strong candle here. Wow. Why did we look at gold? If we stayed with Dow, I probably would have been in a buy. Damn. And our goal was to just stay with Dow and NASDAQ today. Ugh, I'm so mad at myself. Efren, I don't know why I looked at gold too at this time. It was because the way how this was consolidating, I said, let's just take a peek at it, and that peek cost me. Man, what a nice move on Dow. Shit. Okay, so tomorrow's session. When we come in tomorrow, we're going to look at NASDAQ, Dow, and if there is a third security, it will be S&P. We're going to leave gold. Gold is taken care of in the morning here at SST. We will be watching the afternoons will be for indices. Because right now also commodities exchange is closing. But regardless, I'm still in this trade. Gotta, continue to watch what's going on here. If it closes below here, the green zone red, and it could definitely come down. But my stop, okay, is right below that low of that candle. So if there is any protection, it should be coming in. If there is no protection, I'm out of that trade, because if it loses that, it could definitely break down this entire structure and really drop. I'm not willing to hold that. Oh man, look at the Dow. Shit, guys. feel like just exiting this gold trade right now manually, but let it play out. So one more minute. So if that candle closes below these bodies, my stop loss will get tapped out. It looks like it's a big stop loss. It's about 35 pip stop loss. I'll manage it as it comes down here. But if that bar does close below, this box goes green to red, and then the buyer's got to fight their way back up, but they're against a red zone. And then any pullbacks, like, again, I didn't enter on US 30. I would have loved to, but I got to wait it out this afternoon. Maybe a pullback back down to here. Maybe a pullback down to here. Or if a quick pullback would be about 50% of that candle right there. So if it pulls back, you can try at 555. Better one would be at 525 down here. The best would be down here. Okay, so that closed below. Unfortunately, I hate doing this, but that's green to red. So even if the buyers step in, they could get rejected there and move all the way down. And I got about 10 more minutes on this call, regardless what happens. Either if I'm in profit or break even or draw down or stopped out, I have 10 more minutes, but we'll see what happens here for the next 10 minutes. And tomorrow you'll see no gold on my charts, okay? So I'm making that clear right now. I don't care how much you guys say in the chat you want gold, gold, gold. I'm not going to break, okay? So tomorrow I'm going to stick to a plan. You're going to get a real disciplined Ron on these calls tomorrow. It's no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm too nice on these calls, but now we're going to trade with structure on these calls. If you want to trade gold, join us early in the mornings when Dave is trading gold with the snipers. But when I come in, if it's mid-afternoons like this, we're going to be watching indices. I don't care which index it is, whether it's NASDAQ, whether it's Dow, or it's S&P, but it will be towards those. Okay, so that's what we're going to do forward. If you don't like that, subscribe from the channel and look elsewhere. But currency, we can, Samuel, if you want, but for scalp purposes, it doesn't. I don't know. If there's something moving, you let me know, Samuel. If you see some currency pair moving that's worthwhile looking at, then we can maybe add something different. I'm open to something different, but we got to stick with the appropriate securities for the appropriate times in the markets. Okay, so you see that 50% pullback on US 30. So it reached that yellow destination, okay, 575, and it pulled right back to 50%, okay? So if you wanted to buy, there's your pullback, okay? But you can also wait because it might come lower. Gold is building. I'm in drawdown, but I got to wait 2 more minutes for this candle. Maybe it will come back up and close above here. You know, I never know until it happens. That's why I gave it room to breathe. It did break that right at the trend line, but coming right back up. So who knows? Maybe I'm going to get back in there, okay? So that's why I strategically placed that stop below there. Give it some room to breathe. I went in too early. I admit that. Should have waited. But even on that candle, if I went in too, that came down. So, but now it's coming right back up, very bullish. Okay, so no, I'm very nice on Adnan. I'm very nice on Goldie, but we trade it early in the mornings, and then when we come here, like we missed out on some good NASDAQ buys and some Dow buys because I was focusing on this. I didn't even want to look at this today. But it's okay, guys. I'm learning. I'm not a streamer. Okay, I'm not a streamer. I want you guys to understand that. I wasn't ever a streamer. I don't feel comfortable doing this with a microphone in my face and shit like that. This is not me, but I'm learning how to do this slowly. Once I put a soundproof wall in here, then you're going to get the real Ron. And if I can smoke down here too, you're going to get the real Ron. But I got to put a soundproof wall so my kids, so you don't hear them all day. And then I can just be in here and say what I want to say. Okay, so here's the close. We're coming back up, but again, will it close above the zone? See the zone? The zone is the zone. It has the size of the zone has not changed this entire call. I've just changed the color from red to green, depending where the volume closes. Okay, so it came back up. They rejected it back down. If it closes back below here, next leg could be bearish and coming back down. NASDAQ could reach the entire top of the range. Remember, that's the high of the day up there. Okay, that's NASDAQ's high of the day. It's coming right back up. It's building back up. Here are the closes. Okay, so gold closed inside the zone. It's still technically red from that bearish bar that pushed down. So I got to wait for bullish momentum to close above here to change the zone. It's still, the volume is still within this trend line. Okay, just a trend line, but it's still holding it. That could be a 3-bar breakout on US 30 too. Look at it, a beautiful move. I want to trade Dow so bad, but I don't want to get into 2 trades on here. Oh, but that setup I love right there. It's a bull flag, kind of opened, ignited, trying to get that breakout to continue, but it's at that daily point of interest. But if it does fly, it could fill right back up to the top of the point here. So I'm just going to stick with this gold. I'm already in 1 trade. It's good enough here. Yeah, Ephraim, the dirty is starting to look juicy. I understand, but I'm placing an alert here. So when I go pick up my kids from school or anytime this afternoon, if I do get that pullback on Dow, definitely be looking back in here if it does pull back at some point today. See what I mean, guys? It closed right in that green red zone, and then now we open bearish candle coming back down. Okay, so that's why it's so important. If you can close above these zones, it does really affect the depth of market. So there's still a lot of sellers in here, a lot of sellers pushing it down. When it comes down, it picked up a higher low wick, higher low wick, higher low wick, higher low wick. That's why my stop loss is below that low wick. So it's still technically building, but we kind of got to flip this body and get bullish volume closing back above here so that we can start our momentum going back up. But if it stays bearish below here, this red zone will get stronger, and then it will just continue with its legs coming back down. Okay, so gold looks beautiful. That's that 3-bar play that I love to trade. Okay, so good rejection. Okay, so the buyers are there. When we look at structure, higher low, higher low, higher low. Still volume is above that steep trend line right there. Okay, so it did suffer some drawdown, but we're still, like, I'm still in this trade, just watching to see if the volume will close above here. So that, again, I can flip this zone, get back in that consolidated zone, work this zone again, and maybe we have that breakout, okay? So let's continue with this. It is now a hammer candle with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. This one is babysitting this trade right now. Wow, NASDAQ reaching, again, right back into that red zone. So just looking back, it came down, kind of just, it built in that green zone again, and then there's that redistribution of volume within that consolidated zone. Same with when we look at US 30, it did break down, came down, back up, it accumulated, really didn't break down. Again, where did all this happen? At the second bottom of the day. There was the low of the day, 840. It retested it right there at 10:05 higher, and then but came right in there again at 12:30, and we get this nice push coming back up. If it can close above that yellow line, that's that daily point of interest, it may have enough momentum to get up to 42,605 to like the top of this range where it was trading up there and trading up here. And gold. 30 more seconds. Can we get a bullish candle closing above this red box? Like if it closes exactly like that, it's still a red zone. I can see it close as a spin top inside the red zone. Next candle again could open bearish and come back down. So now it's coming into the close, 18 seconds. Okay, will it close? Nice hammer candle. It doesn't have too many wicks to break above here. So there's the close. It closed inside the red zone. Look at the candle. Ignited red, push back down. Can it get a quick wick and flip back up? And then again, there's not too many wicks above us. Okay, so look at it. It's a steep, red, deep, bearish candle coming down. Just look at the way how it opened. Okay, so they're holding the market down up here on gold. It opened bearish, ignited, pushing all the way back down. How low will it go? Will it take out any of these lows, or will it make another higher low and flip and come back up? And then also US 30 does not have any volume closing above this yellow line as of yet. Gold on a higher time frame is a bear flag. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. It looks like I'm going to get stopped out here. The buyers cannot achieve closing above there, above that 3,375. That's a very important level on gold at 375. But we'll see here. But yeah, no, definitely I can see that it's bearish on the higher time frames. So it's kind of in this channel right now. Like if I was to place, like kind of like this, okay? So it's in this. Okay, all we got to do is kind of close with some volume, maybe above here. Maybe we'll build, and then we can get to that top of that channel, that hourly resistance up there. But it's taking time. It's just trading from here, back down, up to here, back down, up to here, back down. Can we get that next push back up to here? Or are we going to lose all this and then come back down? Then we lose our channel. If we lose our channel, we'll get stopped out. Gold is hard to watch today. Yeah, it is. But just trade within risk. That's it. There's days like this. It happens. I'm not piling trades upon trades. Just going in on one trade. I didn't see if it's going to continue this bullish momentum. But it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch right now. Like as soon as we started this call, 11 a.m., this is when we started. This is what we've been watching. But prior, it was moving beautiful. Like it was trending beautifully. Now we got stuck in this channel. But Still building off the bottom. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. The volume is still within the channel. Can we get a body that closes above this red zone? Okay, so we got 1 more minute to go. You got a little flag within a flag on Dow right in the middle of this zone. I know it's a lot of zones, but just want you guys to see it is flagging right at the middle of the zone, right below that daily point of interest right there, that yellow line. So it could build, maybe it could come back up. But if it comes all the way back down to retest, right there could be a good buying opportunity back down where this original move started. If it retraces back down, it could be a good area, okay? Gold has a hammer candle, but lots of time still left on it, 35 seconds. So can it close right? If it was to close right now, we would flip that red to green. We could build off of it. However, if it continues to close right near the highs, maybe we build off of this, okay? So, or it might get pushed down and close back inside here. But let's watch in the next 19 seconds. Okay, so here's the close. Okay, so we did technically close above, red to green. It's got a short wick. We opened ignited on the new bar. Okay, so can we get that bullish follow through? The daily candle looks strong beside us right here. Okay, so can we just kind of break this resistance and have the daily candle kind of backfill this range right here? Continue to watch this thing build. Okay, so retesting now. Okay, so you see how that candle body closed above, the red to green. This candle just moved a little bit, coming back down now to retest the zone green. We got an initial wick. Is that enough to hold it? Or is it going to come back down lower? We've got to get a wick and then flip the body in order to drive. However, it might hang around here and consolidate in this range for a little longer. This entire call has been in a consolidated range. Dow holding, okay. Nice flag in here. Maybe we'll build and break out of here and come up to this point. Efren, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Got to get ready for your daughter's graduation. Amazing. Congratulations. Yeah, Dion has his graduation. I believe it's June 18. Got to get him in to get a tuxedo. Grade 8 grad. Congratulations. So we got a retest of the green box. That's perfect. We got a nice candle building. So all we got to kind of do is get above these wicks. We could definitely drive. But what we're also looking for is volume to close above this red line. Okay, that red line is there for a reason. Okay, so that's that body to body. So we're going to see if we get new volume that came from all the way from down here, from 1130. Can we close it above here? And then maybe continue to build and then pull back and get higher lows and continue to drive. So I'm right back at my entry point. I went through a little bit of drawdown, but that's why I gave it room to breathe. I didn't panic while I was in drawdown because I'm not over leveraging my account. I'm not trading Lambo lots. I'm not trading Ferrari lots. I'm not trading Bugatti lots. I'm not trading Mercedes lots. I'm not trading BMW lots. I'm trading Honda Civic lots. I'm trading Toyota Corolla lots. Nice, reliable lots. Good quality lots. okay, that you can do day in and day out, get you where you got to go. That's that Toyota, those are those Hondas. Nothing flashy. It's just an everyday good lot size that you're comfortable using, or an everyday reliable car that gets you where you got to go every single day. Okay, but look at that. Now the market is saying something. So that rejection is saying, okay, it peaked its head up there, it created the high, and the sellers slammed it back down. Okay, so now you can start to see that wick, those wicks. There's a lot of resistance up there. The market is telling us something. Okay, so now it's coming all the way back down in that consolidated flag. Is it going to hold in this green zone? Is it going to break? Is that like the double top now? And they're going to slam this thing down. Okay, that could be the FU candle to the buyers, including myself. That's where they could say FU to me, and now they're ready to slam this thing down. So we got up there nicely, and they rejected it back down. That's a big shooting star candle with 30 seconds to go. It could close right below this green zone, and then they gap it down, bearish, and then just keep dropping. Watch and see. And then we've lost our structural zone, and then it's got to build again. But the sellers are in control now. Okay, so here's the close. It closes down there. One bar will take out all of these lows and my stop loss. And then that will be today's call. Going right into 130. 5 more minutes to go. Okay, so did it close below? Well, technically right at it. Okay, so I'm not going to change it red until I officially see a candle close below it. Okay, so this candle opened bearish, coming down. Again, that was the previous low. There was a higher low, higher low, higher low. Is it going to build a higher low, or is it coming, taking out these lows? I haven't changed the zone to red yet because it did not technically close below it yet. Very close to it. So I got to see if the buyers will drive back in it. If not, you know, sometimes too, you don't got to wait for a trade to come down and hit your stop loss. Okay, this is another thing that I do too. I don't do it as much as when I'm trading with you guys. I do it more kind of when I'm doing my own personal trading. If I don't like this and I'm kind of sick of this trade, I've been sitting here at the computer for 90 minutes watching all of this. Sometimes I'll just, for peace of mind, close the trade, like right now. Not a full stop loss, but still take a loss, not as much, and just walk away, you know, and clear my head and come back later. If you can deal with all of this and do it with a clear head, that's fine. But sometimes it takes a long time for a trade to develop, especially in this type of market, this environment. And this could cause you to do some silly things. If you stay trading in here, you stay engaging in this, I guarantee these sellers are getting frustrated too, just like we are as buyers. Like the market is just toying with both of us. I know some of you guys on YouTube are selling. I know some of you guys on YouTube are buying. Same with you guys in Zoom. I know some of you guys are in sells. I'm in buys. I'm in buys. You're in sells. Everybody. Like, it's frustrating for both parties involved. Okay. Right now, at this time, the market is accumulating and the brokers are winning through spreads and commissions. And you and I are getting frustrated over this. But that's why when you get into a trade, whether you're selling, even if you're selling the market, hopefully your stop losses are maybe above this point of interest on the hourly. Maybe you're above that wick right there and you're looking to sell this market down. I understand that. I'm looking to continue to come back in this trend and drive back up here. So my stop is just below there. I could have placed a bigger stop below here, but I don't want to do that. It's too big of a stop loss in this zone. So now that volume is back in that green box. Again, where will it close? Back above here? It's in a tough situation. NASDAQ, beautiful. Out of all of these three securities, in my opinion, NASDAQ gets the trophy today. Just beautiful. That pullback right in there, big bullish candlestick, pulled back, held the green zone, driving all the way through, back up to the top of the box. That, if you took a buy on NASDAQ, anywhere in here, that's a perfect trade. A+ in my book, if you took that, Congratulations. US 30, second place over here. Came up, but we got this consolidation. Could continue maybe a flagging back up or a pullback right into here. And in my opinion, out of all three securities, gold is the shittiest out of all three. And I got trapped into a buy up here. But we'll see. Still building this thing. Adnan, where you're located? You got a Mercedes-Benz C200 2015 2.0 turbocharger engine, only 14,000 US. How many miles on it? Okay, and we're moving into 130 in 30 seconds. So again, if we just on gold, full chart, just let's look at the 30s, maybe make more sense out of all of this. Okay, so looking at the 30, okay, so that nice 30-minute push at 10:30 hit the daily high. We pulled back, coming back up. So yeah, I'm in a buy looking to continue this 30-minute trend to continue push up. If I look, we got higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. It's just that 30-minute volume closed as a spin top candle, still above the zone. We could definitely build and break those wicks and get up there. So all in all, it traded sideways. Nice spin top bullish candle, still above the zone. We could build and continue to go upside. So I like my buy setup. I got in a little too early, I admit that, but I'm still bullish on gold to break through here, whether it is in 30 minutes, 1 hour, this afternoon. Right now I'm right back to where I entered. It's back at break even. Again, psychologically, this is what happens sometimes. When you're trading, you take a trade, it goes in drawdown, you hold in drawdown, it comes back to break even. Again, if you've had enough, if it's been a 90-minute, 2-hour session and you still watch, if you just want to right now break even, walk away, some traders do that. I do that sometimes too. When I've had enough, I tried it, I went in drawdown, and I got my recovery back to break even, and I'm good. And sometimes I just walk away because I've had enough of this trade and want to just go get fresh air. But if you want to continue to play it out, now what I originally intended, I wanted that volume to close above that red line. Now it took me a long time to recover it, but now, again, same shit. I need that volume to cover above that red line. If it doesn't, it's a failed candle. Okay, there's a nice push. What that's doing is now taking out all the sellers' stop losses. All these sellers here, their stops are above here. Okay, so we're just taking out all the pending orders now. We're in profit doing it, but this could just come up here, hit all those, and get rejected and come right back down. That's why we've got to follow this volume. Right now we're trading at that hourly resistance white line, 377. Okay, if it continues to fill the top of that wick, that's where 50% was. What time was that? That was at 11 a.m., right when we started the call. So this is like a full retracement from when we started this call, coming all the way back up, okay? The daily candle is building. When did this happen? 1:30, a new 30-minute candle. Like I showed you those 30s, it looked just perfectly. Like look at the 30s. They came up, it closed. Again, volume right above that green box. This candle opened ignited, bullish, okay? So it's pumping. We filled up the wicks, and now we're driving. So that's that 30-minute wick right there at 11 a.m. Are we going to fill all the way up to that wick? Are we going to go a little higher? That's where I got my TP, right there at 380, full TP. And then that's where the high of the day is. This is the daily candle, filling with good volume, okay? So on the 5s, we got to watch this. Okay, 2 more minutes to go. Remember what I want. From out of this candle, out of everything, I want it to close above that red line. See how that might be technically 50% of that red line. Okay, I didn't even put my measuring tool out there. We do got to put the measuring tool, because that's about 20 pips up to there. Up to there is about 30 pips. And then to the top would be about 40 to 50 pips up there, okay? But let's continue to watch this. It's going to close in a little bit, okay? So we're moving out of this consolidated zone. US 30 is still kind of building in this consolidated phase, could technically break out of here. What do you guys think? Are you guys doing anything with gold right now? Are you guys bringing your stop loss, reducing your risk, or I'm just waiting for this body to close? Okay, it's a good body, it's a great body. It's a big, beautiful body, like Donald Trump says. It's a big, beautiful body. Just like his big, beautiful bill that's getting torched right now. He's got $3 trillion of debt. To me, that's not big and beautiful. Okay, but this is a big, beautiful candle. Beautiful. This is a Marabuzo. Opening ignited, we might be closing at the highest point possible with no wick. Like, we could continue extending this, but knowing the market makers, they'll open it bearish and bring it down. Watch. Just watch. Hit the likes on YouTube if you guys, held through all of this and you're just relieved right now. Hit the likes if you got some relief. I'll hit the like. I'll hit the like because I got relief from this candle right now. Man, it's a nice candle. Okay, beautiful candle actually. Holy shit. Okay, so I apologize to all of the sellers, but shit like this happens. Okay, so look at where it closed. Right at that wick. Right there, okay? So they opened it, ignited. If we pull back, again, where's 50% of this candle? Okay, just get our cut line somewhere right there. It's right around that white line. The white line is stronger than the red line, okay? So I can eliminate my red line. Why? Because I'm using my white line. That's my hourly. That means more to me than just a 5-minute red line right there. There's my zone, a little bit above, a little bit below. We opened, we got a wick, we got a pop, and we could drive. Okay, guys? So now we need to manage our profit. That is 35 pips right there, 35. If we get to the top, okay, 45, maybe halfway into that black candle, you're at 50, 60 pips. Okay, so you decide when you want to bring your stop loss to break even. That's up to you. That's not up for me to decide for you. Okay, you don't have to go all the way to break even. What you could do is you could bring it now, reduce it below that green box. You've reduced it substantially from that lower wick. You've reduced your risk. You can do that. Some traders will go directly to break even now, up 30 plus pips. Okay, that's again your decision, not mine. I'm going to go to break even because I see how it's breaking out. I'm going to break even now. I was originally in drawdown early, and now I've recovered. I'm at break even now. I don't want to go in drawdown again in this trade. Worst case scenario is it comes down and hits me at break even, then I shut off the computer and I go for a smoke. That's my mindset. But right now, break even. Okay? So now I just want to manage my profit now. Okay? Will it come all the way up there? Can I scale out a little bit? Will it pull all the way back down into this green box and go back up further? It's going to close in 3 minutes. If you don't know what to do now, consult on your higher time frames. Look at that 30, because all of this momentum happened as soon as this 30-minute candle opened. So look, it's driving. It's got enough volume maybe to trade right up to the bottom of that red zone. That would be, again, what we measured, 50 pips. It might trade a little higher into here, but we got a beautiful 30-minute candle. It took a while to develop, but looking at the 30 minutes, it pushed up, it pulled back properly, and driving, okay? It took a while to develop. We had to go through this crazy-ass channel, but it worked out, guys. It did put us in some drawdown, I understand. But that's part of trading, okay? But don't over leverage, don't risk, don't freak out, don't panic. Just continue trading. I know we picked a shitty security, gold. We should have been looking at US 30 and NASDAQ, but in life situations, whatever happens, happens. Okay, I don't like making excuses for anything. At the time when we chose to throw this on, US 30 and NASDAQ were trading very tight, consolidating here. I said, guys, do you guys want to take a look at peek at gold? And that's when we added it. But whatever, guys, you know, like I don't like making excuses for anything. But tomorrow we'll trade with more of a plan. Tomorrow is going to be NASDAQ, Dow, or S&P, and we watch those. Okay, I don't care what gold is doing tomorrow. But it's you guys that talk. But it's you guys on YouTube. It's you guys on YouTube. Zoom is really good at this. But you guys on YouTube, oh man, you guys are something else. I still have a lot of respect for you guys, but you guys love your gold. Holy shit. What are you guys doing? Tell me. What are you guys doing? Maybe I got to follow what you guys are doing. 40 pips up to there. What are you guys doing? Anybody want to tell me what they're doing? Because if you guys don't, then I'll tell you what I'm doing. My smile changed. I have a brighter smile. Thank you for that. Thank you. You can always smile when you're making money in the markets. I smile regardless. Whether I'm winning, losing, I'm happy. I'm a happy person. No candle can break me down. They did early on when I was younger, but no candle today will ever break me down. Nothing. I don't give a shit what the market makers do. It won't break me down. Never. Life is too short. Gotta enjoy life every single day. The wins, the losses, the break-evens. Just enjoy life, guys. Stay healthy, stay happy. Don't let these markets stress you out. There's bigger worries in life, guys. There's bigger worries in life. Okay, but guys, like, look at now, okay? So we're still holding about 50%. We pulled back to maybe 50% of that body. We could still take out that wick and drive to the red zone. That, to me, would be where you would want to do something, kind of maybe grab some profit out of the market. You can do it right now. Some of you guys always need me to verbally tell you guys what to do. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that. You guys can make your own decisions. If you're happy with 40 plus pips, do your thing. How about I'll do it for us, okay? I'm going to take out 80% right now and just leave 20% running, okay? Because we're going to end the call now. So well, at least we recovered something. We turned a pretty difficult consolidating area into something good. But I took out 80% and leaving 20% running, okay? If the runner wants to continue to go, fantastic. But got 40%, 80% out of there on that move, okay? And just US 30s continue consolidating here. Definitely could break out a little higher. It could break down, come back down in there. I've got an alert here set at 525 for later this afternoon. If I get an alert, I'll jump maybe back in if everything meets conditions. Barks, you're in a NASDAQ sell. Nice, guys. Barks right in the red box, pushing down. Definitely could see it breaking down a little bit longer. Yeah. But guys, good. Hopefully we made a good session out of a tough afternoon, okay? Hopefully tomorrow will be better. But just heads up, Friday morning is NFP. Careful trading in the Asian sessions leading into London's. Leave us a like on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you want to join us daily. Also, guys, don't sleep on the SST community. Get in on the Discord channels. We got a lot of great traders in there. Join Dave in the Zoom where you guys can literally do gold every single day. Dave is a gold specialist with other snipers in the group. But join the team, have fun, learn and earn with us. And let's continue hitting profitable goals daily, monthly, weekly, yearly, everything, guys. Okay? Have a good afternoon. I got a few things to do. I got to go to Rona and Home Depot and get some more supplies. And get ready to demolish this basement and fix it up down here for you guys. So you guys can have better sound quality and where I can be doing other things in here. Also maybe a podcast we could have And you guys are welcome to join us in our podcast down here anytime, guys. Okay? Have a good day. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Borix, tough day. It's okay. There's tough days in the markets, Borix. You know, not every day, but you're doing fantastic. So, but tough days do happen. But again, guys, just managing your risk. Managing your risk on good days, managing your risk on tough days. That's all we can do as traders, is just manage your risk. That's it. Like that trade now, how I took some profit out and I got my break even at 20% running. That's it. That's a trade. It's managed. Hopefully the runner will keep running, but if it does come all the way back down, okay, 20% gets hit at break even, but the bulk of the trade is taken out. So that's what we got to do consistently. Look for trades like that throughout the day. Some trades are going to work, some won't. But if a trade is not working, don't risk your entire week's worth of profit just on one trade. Just risk a little bit. You see, guys, I got into that trade and all I did was my stop loss was below this big bullish candle. Okay, that low right there, right below that hourly support. And then watching it come down, it almost stopped me out. It came back up. I saw that, broke new high, came back down, holding all these support levels, those wicks. And then at 130, we got that big bullish move out of there. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit and had a good session. But guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And snipers in Zoom, I will be uploading the robotics trading strategy webinar. I pre-recorded it. I went quickly yesterday. It's about 30 minutes. There will be a accompanying homework assignment. If you do decide to do it, that's fantastic. But you're going to learn a robotic trading strategy, okay? RTS. And then our next one will be on price action strategy webinar. And that will be our next one. And don't forget, tomorrow, we've got our live session right after Dave from 11 a.m. to 1. We're going to take a 30-minute break, and then we're coming right back in for 1:30 to 3 to learn all about trend lines, okay? So that was Borix's suggestion about the trend lines last week. We did the Fibonacci. So if you want to learn a little bit about trend lines, join us, guys, and let's continue learning in these markets. Beautiful 3-bar play on gold. So it came up. Look at what it's retesting. That red line was that wick, 50% of that bearish candle, turned to support now. Now we got a bullish ignited candle continuing to push up. So you see how it's holding structure still. That wick was resistance with volume closing above. It turned into momentary support, and we could be building, continuing to drive through here, guys. So great move. It took a while to develop, just like US 30 right now. See how it's in this tight little range right now. It's still accumulating. It could definitely continue to break out up to this point up here, or it could break down and come back and retest this box. I would be looking to maybe have an alert here to maybe enter back in on a buy if I do get that pullback down in there. If it doesn't come to me, it doesn't come to me. It's all good. You know, I don't force trades that way. Keeps me disciplined. So have a good day, guys. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day. God bless everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.